All you have to do is talk.
Yeah. Not that I'm very good at that.
Oh, Miggy's here. Hello.
Hi.
Stream started, by the way. Hello, everyone. Oh yeah, I'll do that in just a second. I'm gonna tweet out also. Can't hear Discord? You've got to be kidding me. Wait, no, Discord audio is definitely working. Wait, I think you guys might just be quiet. Say something?
Hello.
Okay, it's just quiet.
I can. Yeah.
No, don't worry, I can fix it on my end. I think you're fine. Pancake, say something? Alright, chat, is Pancake really quiet? OOT is loud? Alright, turning OOT down.
Can't hear me at all, they say. Good.
Alright, let me turn Pancake up.
And when I say something stupid, no one can call me out on it.
Alright, I put you at 200% audio. Alright, say something now.
Something again.
Okay, is that good, chat? So quiet? Alright, Discord is at full audio. Try again.
I'm trying again, otherwise I'll have to see what I can do with my own microphone.
Oh, wait a
settings.
second, hold on. I think I know why. Okay, wait, this might be too loud now. Say something.
Okay, I'm saying something again.
Okay, Chad, is that way too loud? Oh, it's perfect?
Hey, perfect.
Okay. Oh yeah, Mugu, you're really quiet. Let me turn you up.
Okay.
Okay, say something now.
Love saying some more stuff.
Alright,
Guys, ready?
does this sound good, Chad? Is this good? Good audio balance?
All right, nice.
Hey, we
Game's too
fixed it
loud.
before the timer
Okay.
ran out.
Okay, game being loud isn't too big of a deal because this is just like waiting screen. Although I guess I should test it on the actual video. Here, I'm gonna have to spoil the intro. Okay, is that okay, Pancake?
You're not playing it back live?
No, I am playing it back live. I'm just gonna test audio in the intro. And just make sure that audio is fine. The audio balance is fine.
I mean, you aren't playing the... Oh, what?
No, I'm playing the video, but it's just gonna be the intro of the video. All right, testing.
You're not playing the macro back live. I see how it is.
No. Well, funny story about that actually, but after this audio test. Okay, is this... How does this audio sound, guys? Is this good balance? Good? Could be louder. Sounds good. Here, let me do this part where it's like more regular audio instead of super loud. Okay, is this good? Is this too quiet? Could be a tad louder.
Yeah,
I don't want...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't want...
It's me.
Huh? Wait, what? What'd you say?
It's me and commentary. It's not vital.
Oh. Sounds good. Okay, I'll turn it up just a little bit. Okay, this is probably good. Yeah, commentary is more important than audio anyway. Okay, No more spoiling the intro.
Oh no. Not the intro.
All right, let me just pause it on the correct part. There's like 10 extra seconds at the beginning that we're gonna pretend isn't there.
Oh, because you had to go in and play the macro?
Yeah. Okay, actually, so funny story about playing back, the idea of playing back the macro live. So I decided that I probably wasn't going to do playing back the macro live anyway, because it was just going to be safer to play a video. I can't actually play the macro back live anymore, even if I wanted to. So
Huh?
I have an N64 digital, which is an HDMI mod for N64, and I haven't used it in a while, and so I pulled it out so I could, you know, get the best quality recording I could get. And the N64 digital, it seems like it's really buggy and like was crashing a lot when I was trying to mess with settings to try to set it up properly. I eventually did get settings I liked, and I recorded the whole thing, and I think it looks really good for N64 quality. And then after it, I was messing with settings more, and I did something, and now my N64 won't turn on.
Ah! Okay, so we actually can't play it back live. Okay.
Yeah. Unless you're okay with me playing it back on VC.
How did you break your N64?
I'm pretty sure I didn't break the N64. I'm pretty sure I just broke the N64 digital thing. 'Cause I think I broke the software, but I think it didn't like some setting I changed, and I guess it's buggier than I thought it was. And I think apparently there's like a rescue, like last resort thing you can do by opening up the N64 to like factory reset it, which I probably have to do at this point.
Oh no.
But I'm too lazy right now. Either way, I'm
yeah,
doing.
the video's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing you got to record a video beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a task, not a LOTAD. This is full optimization. This is
Well,
we'll ignore
It's
minor hiccups.
much closer to full optimization than your average LOTAD.
Yes.
Like, maybe 99%, you know.
But you know, this is doing the cool TAS thing. This is doing the A slides and the Z slides and the, you know, those things you don't see in a LOTAD. Lower
I don't
pancake
know, we
like
saw
10%.
them in the last LOTAD, right?
Okay, well, sometimes. All right, lowered pancake a bit. I forgot to wait. Did I not change the title at all? I did all that.
No, no logic randomizer PC port. Let's go.
I did all that. I was making sure that everything was ready for the stream. I was trying to make sure everything was perfect for the stream, and I forgot to update the title, the most basic thing. Professional streamer for 10 plus years. Dude, I've changed my title like 10 times in 10 years.
That's probably not far off.
Did no one tell me about the title until just now, or have people been saying it in chat and I just
think I
didn't
saw a
see
couple chat messages, yeah.
Okay, I just missed it. Very cool. Professional streamer. Loads of people said it. Okay, I just don't know how to read. Gamba for first item. Alright guys, what do you think is gonna be first item? Mirror shield, light arrows, hookshot, or Kakiri sword?
We should do one of those like multiple choice gambas for final time.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
For like,
Yeah.
I don't know, in 10-minute intervals, like 250
Yeah,
to 3,
here.
3
Yeah,
to 310, something like that.
Yeah, I'll make a prediction. Okay, how about first will be like, what should be the highest option? I assume, well, obviously it's got to be faster than RTA, so like maybe sub 340.
Yeah.
Or is that too low? Here, I'll do between
Let's do 330.
330 to 340. Yeah. 330 to 340. And then 320 to 330. 310 to 320. 3 to 310, and then see if anyone is a believer in sub 3.
We also need to Gemma for Damper its prize. Could be any number of attempts.
Alright, here's your gambit, guys. Choose what you think the final time will be. Yes, so predictions will include the intro. I will start timing at the intro because TASs always start at the actual beginning of the game. We're not going to start from a TAS isn't going to start from like a pre-made file, so this will include intro timing.
I think there's 3 timing methods now. It's just getting really complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the timer on screen will not be TAS timing, and it won't be RTA timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be RTA plus intro timer.
All right, I'll give a minor spoiler and say that the is this too much of a spoiler? Okay, wait. I'm gonna mute myself on stream and just talk to you guys in Discord and ask you if you think this is too much of a spoiler.
I mean, I don't know if it matters. That's fine by me.
Yeah, just it.
Okay, I'll at least say that the amount of time the intro takes will not affect which time bracket the run falls into. So you don't have to think about TAS timing versus RTA timing when considering what you want to gamba. It won't make a difference. Insane spoiler. For this I'll stop timing at Ganon, but at the end of the run we'll go over like TAS timing and RTA timing and VC timing
And Bizarre timing, and
we'll go over every single possible way to time this run.
Oh my god.
it'll actually have like 10 different times at the end, and all of them are valid ways of timing. TAS is on 1.0. And it has been played back on N64.
Yeah, we're watching on regular old console.
It is high quality N64 gameplay I've been promised by CFG.
I did as best as I can with N64 quality. There's a limit to how much you can get out of N64 quality, but I think I did a decent job.
It looks better than the encode, I think.
Oh, well, no, if you're... Okay, right now it's VC on screen. Ignore
Well,
current...
yeah, I'm sure the thing you recorded looks better than the encode, because the encode I chose the accurate plugin, which is limited to 240p.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, M Classic does help in 64 digital. It not as much as VC, but it definitely is there. Definitely does something. Oh yeah, so I'm not streaming it on YouTube today just because I don't want any like weird shenanigan popping up mid-run that messes with things. I mean, it probably would be fine, but just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. Yeah, not worth the risk when I only just started trying it out yesterday, and yesterday I already had kind of a problem, which I don't think was YouTube's fault, but might have been.
What happened?
I just had like, there was just like a 3-minute period where my internet was just dropping all frames.
American
Yeah, I saw like a
issue.
10 minutes of the stream yesterday or something.
Wait, CFG, are you not sending sound through on the screen share?
Oh, do I
Just
not?
unmute
How do
Yeah, I
you...
don't have it.
It's not muted. Wait, how do you...
I'm not sure how you can do that, but I'm not that good at Discord.
Chat, is there a way to, with OBS virtual camera, to send audio through Discord? Because it looks like it's just not, like, it's not muted, but it's not going through with audio. Nope, don't think so. You guys okay with watching without audio?
I think it's fine for me.
Okay, fair enough.
I've had to watch many of the ones that I've streamed without audio, so you guys get to be the ones that...
I feel like
have
I've
no
done this
audio this
before.
time.
A couple.
I'll play the
streams, yeah.
encode back and pretend like the audio is there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when it desyncs, I'll be weirded out.
Discord stream the video or browser? Like Discord stream the actual video itself? Can I do that? Stream NPC as a game on Discord? Oh, that might work. I don't see it. Wait, when you say stream as a game, so it's not under like turn off camera?
Like as an application? What do you mean by a game? I don't know.
It'd be in share your screen. Oh, like this. Okay. Is this it? Okay, yeah, I think that's it.
Stream. Yeah, okay.
Okay, here, and then I'll turn off virtual camera. Oh, whoops, I turned off the wrong thing.
Turn off the stream and stuff. 30 seconds.
I got 30 seconds to do this. Okay. Am I not... I don't think I can crop this, can I? Wait, are you guys... Is this widescreen?
No, it's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
I heard something.
Okay, good.
It looks fine.
All right. Wait, if I shrink this... If I shrink the video, are you guys seeing it shrunk too?
It's
Does it look
filling
the
my
same?
entire screen.
Okay, good. I just want to shrink it so it's not covering up my whole screen.
Ah, we're too late now, Sifty. You missed it.
Oh no. We're gonna be a few seconds behind. Alright, the TAS is gonna have to go extra fast to make up for it now. Alright, we're gonna start.
Yeah.
Alright, starting in... hold on. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so you guys want to talk about... Wait, dropping frames?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like you're dropping a lot of frames on Twitch.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think streaming this on Discord is lagging
No.
very bad, actually. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to stream it without audio, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go back.
wait. Alright, wait.
Restart.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're just going with no audio for the commentators.
For
Sorry.
us. Yeah.
You just spoiled the re-record. Shit.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Okay. Alright. This time for real. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, that looks better.
Alright, so this is a brand new Ocarina of Time 100% TAS, no SRM. You guys want to talk about this new TAS?
Yeah, so I'm Migu. I did most of the routing for this task. I'm kind of like the mastermind, I guess. And we've been working on it for, I guess I started working on the route about 2 years ago, and then we started working together on it like earlier this year.
Well, yeah, basically all this year, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah.
it's still, I think we still went pretty fast for how long this is, right? Pretty nice.
Yeah, this is... Most tasks this long do not get finished in under a year. So this is...
Well, they don't get finished
around-
at all.
Yeah, they...
Yeah.
Okay, that's also true. They also just don't get finished.
Yeah, the last 100% task for this game was, what, 2015?
Yeah,
And-
8 years ago. And it's
Yeah, the time
full
was-
of spices and
Mhm.
it's, yeah.
It was a task for its era, for sure.
It sure was.
And I think the time was 3:47, right? Which is actually
Yeah.
very close
Yeah,
to
it was,
the
yeah.
Current
current
time.
RTA
Yeah.
record, isn't it?
Yeah,
Although I don't
current-
know how the timing
okay,
differently is, but
Yeah, current RTA record with intro skip timing is I think 3:45, and that had intro, so I guess it'd be like a minute or two off.
Yeah, so the old
But
task
yeah.
would still be faster.
Yeah, which quick note
Yeah,
about
that's it.
timing. So a task will always start from the very beginning of the game, like power on. So this will include the intro, which RTA timing wouldn't. So this is about 3 minutes extra if you want to directly compare this to RTA.
Zeef, do you want to just give the definition of 100%?
Oh yeah, so 100% is all dungeons, all gold skulltulas, all hearts, all capacity upgrades, all items, all that stuff, and also so 100% has what's known as a source requirement rule, where there are glitches in this game where you can kind of glitch items into your inventory, and that's not explicitly banned. That is allowed in the run. However, for an item to count towards 100%, you need to get it from its original source, so like the normal way you would get that item. So for example, gold skulltulas, there's gold skulltula duping glitches, which you can do if for some reason you would want to dupe skulltulas to get a certain skulltula count early. However, you would still need to get each individual gold skulltula. Same with capacity upgrades and stuff like that. So this will actually be getting every item as you would normally get it.
And I guess I should also mention that this is no SRM. The SRM 100% run is like very different if you've seen it.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what SRM is, it's a very powerful memory manipulation glitch. Basically changes the entire run. It's very complicated. It's a bit too much to get into right now, but it's a super different run. And also, this run is being done on N64 1.0. So 1.0 and other versions, which, for example, RTA runs mainly run on WVC. They each have their own advantages and disadvantages, but this run in particular was done on 1.0 for a few different advantages that I guess we'll probably get into later on.
Yeah, that'll come up later. We actually don't know which version is truly fastest because there's just problem is on VC there's so many different possible routes to choose from, but it just turned out that on N64 I realized that this route that we have turns out to be really good, and there isn't much competition from what I can tell. So that's the main reason that this one is actually on. We don't even know if it's necessarily fastest, but
so I
think the route's really cool.
It's the simpler routing version.
Yeah, kind of. And also, I think the route's probably the coolest as well, cooler than VC routes. Because of how well it works out. So, but I mean, the reason why 1.0 does save time is because of some version inclusive glitches, which we'll get into later when they come up.
CFG, think fast. West escape.
Oh. Nice. Oh yeah, so explaining that, by getting high speed in the water, if you hold very slightly outside the dead zone of the control stick, you can preserve that speed. And so right there was a jump slash against a little pillar in the water, which got high backward speed from the jump slash. Continue that speed all the way to the guard, and then talk to him with that high speed, which allows you to clip into him and then get out of the forest early.
And you may have seen that we're side hopping a lot. I want to just briefly touch upon the basic movement so you know why. When Link is walking, he has a speed of 5.5. When he's rolling, it goes up to 8.25 and then back down again. When he's back walking, it's a constant 8.25, albeit with a bit of a like warming up period to it. Backflipping is 6 speed and side hopping is 8.5. So that means side hopping is just strictly fastest as a child. As adult, you walk and roll and back walk a little faster. You go up to a high of 9 speed. So back walking becomes faster for really long distances, but when you have to go short distances, side hopping is still faster because the back walking takes time to get up to speed. And right here there's an owl that we don't want to talk to. Owls are pretty weak creatures. There's plenty of ways to skip them. You can frame perfect pause, you can ESS, you can target something in their range, you can pull out weapons and put them away again. There's plenty of ways.
And that would end up being dust for this case.
Yeah. And here's our first instance of an A-slide.
So we're actually going to Zora's River right now, because we have to wait for a day cycle to get to Zelda later on. So we're going to try to do as much as we can before it turns day. And there was time to go here and do another A slide to clip through those boulders and get beans.
Very nice.
Yeah, so for A slides and C slides, if you shield damage during the invincibility frames of your roll, you can get a powerful recoil of negative 18 speed. And then you can keep this speed with 2 different methods, either switching to neutral and back to full input on the analog stick, or pressing target every other frame, because both of those have the effect of conserving your speed. And then we did a West to CAC, where we stayed in the water the entire time, because it's actually slightly faster because the water pushes you, because you're going downstream.
So the reason for sword slashing into the loading zone, it's not faster or slower for the loading zone itself, whether you like slash or do a slide into the loading zone. It has no effect on the actual load time. But the reason for the slash is so that you have no speed when coming out the other side. And that way, in that specific case, when doing the slash when leaving Zora's River, that puts you in a better position for an instant west, rather than if you were walking at full speed out of the loading zone, you'd have to kind of back up a bit to get a good west.
Yeah, and then we want to collect the cuckoos here to give us a bottle, because bottles are very powerful in this game. Whether or not this cuckoo segment is actually optimal is hard to say, because there's so much variance on RNG and where they run and where they go, and even the jump slash is arguable if it's optimal, because sometimes you can get the like cuckoo near the back right near the graveyard. You can get that to be very far towards the stairs, and then it's probably faster to just fly over with it, but you can also get it to be really close to the pen, and then it's faster to jump slash, and yeah. There's so much variance in this segment that it's hard to say what is really optimal for this segment.
Yeah, cuckoos are a nightmare. I've only done like low tads of cuckoos at most, and even that is a pain. Alright, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay, so that was a Navi dive. If you talk to Navi right as you're falling off a ledge, Link will fall off a ledge and not interact with water while talking to Navi, which allows you to just fall straight through the water and get to Bomb the Well early. And Bomb the Well is really good to be early, really good to come here early, because there are some very good items here that help a lot in the early game.
And while we were in Bomb's Well to get bomb shoes, as you just alluded to, we're also going to get all of the Skulltulas, because we don't want to have to do 2 trips to Bomb the Well. So this is something that some people have tried to do RTA, but never really. I guess some SRM routes have done this, but one thing that RTA is sometimes it would be fast for RTA too, but just a little bit too much, too hard and too RNG for this hover.
That mega flip.
I've seen plenty of experimenting streams from CFG.
Yes, I have spent many hours. I've spent many hours in this room alone trying to get a consistent RTA method of that. But yeah, coming here to get those Skulltulas early with hovering saves a lot of time, so you don't have to backtrack here later.
And we can waste some time here by just walking and fall down. And a nice effect of doing the same like cutscene-esque dive with a ocarina instead is that it also prevents rooms loading. So now we're in the basement without the loading zone activating.
Yeah, and then the water from the above part stays loaded, and that water extends downwards infinitely. And so you can just swim up the water and land in this room with the bomb shoes. And then the bomb shoes can also be used to clip through vines, which is another good way to get out of bounds and go directly to Dead Hand.
One trip on the well probably saves around a minute in this route, maybe a little less, something like that. It depends on like exactly how you route the next child segment as well.
Yeah, it doesn't. The last VC route, the one I know about, it wouldn't save that much time because you end up in like nearby anyway. But I don't think this route ends up nearby anyway, so we'll have to go a bit out of our way to get back into the well.
So there's Lens.
And another
while we're here, just everything.
Yeah, another vine clip there, the Skulltula is used there. And then this gets you out of bounds again, swimming more out of bounds water. And yeah, this gets to the like room. This has a very convenient Hylian shield. And then you can also get the Skulltula with a quick cover.
And we can save warp. Save warping
Yeah,
takes
so-
you to the beginning of the dungeon, and then we can leave really easily.
Yeah, quick save warps is one nice thing about N64.
Yeah, it's like several seconds faster than a VC save warp.
So bomb shoes. Bomb shoes are really nice. We're gonna use a lot of bomb shoes in this run.
You're gonna use a lot. Are you guys counting?
Yeah. I was trying to count them like by memory the other day, and there's a lot of them. It's more
That's
than
a
I thought.
lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's our first instance of a HES, which works similar to A slide and C slide. But now that we have bomb shoes, we can get it on command, and we don't need to have an enemy to do it for us.
And we barely made it out of CAC while the drawbridge was still down.
Yeah,
We
it
can
turns
load it on
night
camera.
while we are slashing the chew, actually.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
the thing with that drawbridge is the chains. If you don't look at the bridge and the bridge goes up, if the last time you looked at it the chains were down, you can still get on the chain, and then as soon as you load the bridge by moving the camera in range of it, then it'll instantly go up and you'll just get teleported up with the chains.
So, CFD, you may want to get started on explaining RBA real quick.
Oh, well, first quick explanation of that out of bounds is just
Yeah.
there's like a little opening above the doors there, so you can actually get out of bounds and enter the shops at night, breaking in early. But yeah, RBA, so RBA is reverse bottle adventure. It's a glitch where you get a bottle on your B button, and you can modify parts of your inventory based on what you catch on B and what item you have on C right. Where the item on C right will determine what gets modified, and the item on B will determine what number it gets modified to. So that'll be coming up very soon. First, this clip here. When you first enter Hyrule Castle, you actually need to reload the area once in order to get Malin to spawn. That clip is actually just the fastest way, because otherwise you have to leave and
Well,
re-enter.
It's actually the slowest way, but it's only one loading zone, so it wastes more time of day, which is what we want.
It's slower real time, faster game time, because you're wasting more time a day. But yeah, so that bottle catch right there, if you saw there, the bottle went over the B button. And so with Lens of Truth on C right, it will actually modify an item slot in the inventory. I believe 2 item slots to the right of Lens of Truth. So
Yeah,
that is that
It's a
hammer
bottle-
slot?
Hammer slot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hammer
So now we
bottle,
have
yeah.
bugs and hammer slot.
Yeah, and then there'll be a lot more of that in the run to do various different modifications. That'll speed up. So
Do one turn right now. So yeah, here we're gonna do dropping with the empty bottle in C right. That'll put an empty bottle in the 3rd bottle slot. And then catch with bean C right, which will put a bottle with bugs in the light arrow slot. And then the big one, catching with Poe C right, gives us 29 bomb shoes.
Yeah, Poe is a really big one, because being able to refill your bomb shoes on command is just super important. Because bomb shoes are very limited in this game. You can basically only get them from like a select number of chests and like bomb shoe shop, carpet salesman, a lot of places that are not good to go out of your way for. And with RBA, you can just freely refill your bomb shoes whenever you want.
And here's another
We push the box
instance-
so that we can do a mega flip over here.
Yeah. Another instance of
So-
a minus 18 speed trick. Then for guards, they can only catch you if you have a downwards velocity of -4 or greater. If you side hop frame perfectly, you never have that. So they just can't see you. It's that simple.
That's actually faster to do a nice slide there.
Yeah, nice. Also,
It's
what's
barely faster.
yes, what's cool about some of those like double bomb chew things that they're doing there is if you send 2 bomb chews really quickly, they can actually hit each other and blow up earlier than they would otherwise normally blow up. And that's a really fast way to get like an instant Z slide or Hess or A slide or whatever you need.
Yeah, so a lot of the time, well, if we have sword on the B button, we only need one chew, because then we can just slash it. Which is pretty fast. And then if we don't have that available, then if there's a wall next to us, then we can do a twisted chew. However, if there's not a wall and we don't have sword, then we have to do some double chew stuff, where we use 2 chews for a single slide.
And it's worth noting we could just equip sword too, but that takes time to open the pause menu and equip sword, and it's just faster to take a few time losses from not having sword in this section.
Yeah, also, someone asked earlier about how this looks like it's on N64 and not on emulator like TASs normally are. You want to talk about how this TAS was made?
Yeah, sure. The entirety of this TAS is recorded on GC, both on VVC Inject 1.0 and also on Dolphin. So that means it can be played back on any 1.0 GC version on any console. So it can be played back on N64 1.0, and it can be played back on VVC 1.0 Inject. It can be played back on BizHawk 1.0 if you want. It can be played back on everything, as long as you can install GC on it.
Yeah, and then it's really cool because that essentially means it's like instantly console compatible, whereas a lot of TASs, especially N64 TASs, have issues running correctly on console. But this means that what you're watching right now is a console playback of this TAS. This is real N64.
This is N64. It is not strictly TAS videos legal, because TAS videos require you to use vanilla ROMs. But what do you value more? Using the vanilla ROM or being able to play it back on console? I think being able to play it back on console is a lot cooler than it being on an official ROM on an emulator.
Yeah, console verification I think is very significant.
I think console verification should be above an official ROM on an emulator. But yeah, that's a political discussion I don't want to get into with TAS videos.
Yeah, looks like we're going straight to Temple of Time.
Yep, so like in most, pretty much every 100% route, after getting Bomb Choose, Zelda's Lullaby, you can do Door of Time Skip.
Pretty simple. Just get snuggly with the door.
Just side hop.
Mm-hmm. Also, in case you're wondering about that stick on B, whenever you die with Bottle on B, like we did after Zelda's Lullaby, for the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene skip, I put stick on B instead. And it doesn't really matter because we don't even have any sticks, and that'll be important later. Actually, pretty soon that we don't have any sticks. But first we have this cutscene.
Yeah, it's entirely useless that we have stick on B here, because when you go back to child, you always get forced sword on B. So, it does nothing. We don't even get easy bottle on B.
I guess I want to talk a little more about the history of this run. So, let's see, back in 2021, when I first got inspired to really start thinking about this, that was when text transfer glitch was found. Highland Freddy found a way to get the broken horn sword as child on 1.0. And then throughout the year, the next few months, even more things were found. Some of them that were 1.0 exclusive, and some of them that were just really useful for a TAS. And so by the end of 2021, I was started thinking about this route. And then over the next year, I slowly thought about different options. And then like I think November 2022, so just about a year ago now, is when I found another little trick, which was very helpful for this route. And it really just like made me think that this route is just really good. Basically, we'll see that later.
Well, I think this route is really good.
Yeah. And so then I guess then March of 2023 is when we started actually tassing it. Pretty much right after the February 21st low tide actually. When I asked Pancake if he wanted to work on this, I was thinking that we can get a group of people to work on this task because the big project. We always share work, but then he went ham. Just did it all very fast.
Yeah, I don't think I ever introduced myself, but I am Pancake. I made most of this task. Well, yeah, but at least the input. I didn't do any routing.
Yeah, I mean I tasked a little bit, but then Pancake improved it all. So.
But yeah, I spent almost all of my free time this entire year on it. It was 8 hours of work, 8 hours of tasking, 8 hours of sleep on that grind.
Nice.
And even so, it's probably and also very likely not optimal.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to get a truly optimal
Yeah.
task of this game because there are so many options for literally everything you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might point out some of the things that known improvements that there could be. I don't think there are any yet, but
No, I think this part is pretty good.
This cutscene probably is not improvable.
yeah.
Well, there is that one theoretical, technically works cutscene skip that would never ever be faster in any circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Surely it's faster in some SRM setting, maybe
if you create the most arbitrary rule set of all time, specifically tailored
specifically to make it work. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, there is like a technical cutscene skip for this cutscene where you is it with I think Frozen Timer and Sun Song to skip the or maybe it's just Frozen Timer, but
What I remember was not Frozen Timer, but just like doing a Requiem Void Warp with the collapse timer and just having
I think that's it.
Having it expire right when you get Master Sword.
Yeah, but basically it's some complicated timer shenanigans that is absolutely not faster.
Yeah, so now we're told.
Oh, I love the Z slide.
Z slide across market is really fun to do.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Lon Lon. This is a little bit different from most RT routes. And the reason why is because we're actually never going to be in Hyrule Field as adults after this starting segment.
Yeah, we're never going to be back here.
So this is the closest time to what we're going to do is going to hover over the fence to steal Epona.
Yeah, so this is just like Breath of the Wild glitchless speedruns. You need a horse to go fast.
Obligatory Breath of the Wild speedrun reference.
Had to fit it in there.
Except the horse isn't even faster than...
No, the horse is very slow, which is why we get off it immediately.
And just blow up right on Epona.
Yeah, we don't... She's not strictly required for 100%, but she is required for Gerudo Archery. Yeah, so we have to rescue her at some point.
She's indirectly required because of the Gerudo Archery segment.
And here we kill a Poe with palm cheese, yeah.
Yep. Great way to kill a big Poe.
Then we're heading straight back into market.
So that big Poe kill has actually been either proposed or I think it might have been in a few RTA routes. But the really fun thing about it is that the Big Po spawn is random if you are not on Epona, which thankfully a TAS doesn't have to deal with too much. But for RTA, that was really fun.
Doesn't sound like you thought it was very fun.
The setup to kill the Po was fun. Getting it to spawn wasn't.
So here's equip swap, which is a trick that lets us equip an item on the pause screen over another item on the pause screen by doing a frame perfect input while transitioning between screens. It only works on items that are all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Well, the item it has to equip over has to be all the way on the left or all the way to the right. So therefore, it was very important that we didn't get a stick, because on the right side we have Zelda's letter, which we can't equip over as adult. And on the left side, if we had stick, we wouldn't be able to do it on the left side either, because we can't equip stick as adult either. So therefore the only option we had is we just have a bottle on the left as the only one, and then we can equip over it with another bottle.
Yeah, and this is a really nice time save over RTA, because the way RTA does this is a bit of a more complicated method involving magic arrows. Because in RTA's case, you have sticks on the left side, so you can't do it on that side. And on the right side, you have magic spells, which you could theoretically equip swap over and then turn it into a bottle, and then your 100% run is invalid because you don't have the item anymore. And that's a bit slower because of like constantly equipping magic arrows and stuff, and so this is nice and fast, not having to like just doing the base equip swap necessary.
Yeah, so this saves a fair bit of time just in the menu over RTA. And then, yeah. We also have an extra bottle earlier.
Yeah, the Lux Bell is nice. And also the main reason we really do this now is, again, because we're here now. It's the least detour, turns out. We also, when we duped over that bottle 1, it actually overwrote the Po we got. So we're going to have to get another Po. The next Po we get will last the rest of the run.
Yeah, probably a good extra thing to mention is that when doing equip swap, if you are equip swapping with a bottle and you change the contents of that bottle by either catching or dropping something, then the item slot that you overwrote with equip swap will also be overridden with that bottle.
Yeah. And then, like every good Ocarina of Time speedrun, we're heading off to Kakariko. And we're just going right past the Cuckoo Lady.
But you need her for the Big Oran quest.
Oh, you're right. I'm sure we'll come back for her later.
Yeah, we'll have to go back to Kak later.
Yeah, it is quite a long trade quest though, so maybe we should have gotten it now.
Here's a clip to enter the Royal Tomb.
Yeah, you can just like ground clip in with a jump slash. And,
yeah, no need for silly stairs tricks here.
No need for Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah, no question marks, chat.
Yeah, that one completely made sense. So that's not TAS only. So the deal with that clip in an RTA setting is it is theoretically faster in an RTA setting, but you really want to pause buffer it, and with the necessary pause buffers, it becomes like close to even. With good buffering, it should still theoretically be faster, but also in some cases you'll have a bottle on your B button there, and so you won't even have sword equipped anyway in order to do it. So essentially, it's like it could be worth it in RTA settings in some cases by a very small amount, depending on the situation.
And then we can just leave after we got Sun Song.
The song is also really nice because this this cutscene actually just sets the time to night, and that means we can collect a bunch of Skulltulas in the next section. Now we're getting another Poe while pulling the grave. And you can enter the grave while the little Poe text comes up.
Great way to collect the Poe and save a little bit of time.
Guess a Dampe time.
Alright, guess Dampe time, guys.
A lot of these people aren't so easy to fool, huh?
They know it'll be faster than an RTA. Oh, yeah, also, so a little. So you might be wondering why there's no like A sliding or hessing or anything here. So Dampe actually behaves really strange, where if you try to do one of the high-speed tricks, he starts moving in a really weird way, where he like goes backwards and goes out of bounds and stuff. So it's actually not faster to Hess, Z slide, A slide, whatever you want there, because it just messes up Dampe's movement.
Yeah. So this is just a 42. It's just matching the MST TAS. I don't see a 41 being possible if now there's 2 TASs in a row that are just getting 42s. There'll have to be some. I have to find some more glitchy ledge climbs or something. You can get 41 if you start from below, but that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, if you start from below, you have to like it saves a bit of time in the race, but it takes longer to actually jump down and then talk to Dampe rather than talking to Dampe on the upper ledge. There's also a handful of other things you can do to manipulate the timer to get a lower race time that isn't actually faster in real time.
Well, we actually have a bottle on our C buttons right now, which we could be mashing during side hops to pause the timer, so we could get a lower time.
I guess that's true. Do you want to cheat?
But there's no cheating here.
Oh, Dampe actually keeps on moving while you drop bugs, so we can overlap that a little bit. Now we're doing RBA again.
Oh wow, that was some nice N64 lag.
We got 29 bomb chews again, and then we caught again with hookshot on C right, and that gives us another fake bottle, this time in the ice arrow slot.
Are you guys keeping track of bottles and chews?
We have a bunch of extra bugs in inventory now. Those will be handy later on. So here's a cutscene skip for the Song of Storms. So this works something like you pull out the ocarina next to the Song of Time block while the upper room is still loaded, I think. And that'll
they share the same flag starting the ocarina cutscene. So because they share the flag, you activate like both of them at once or something. I don't know how it works exactly, but it's whack.
Wait, okay, how did you do the side hops without triggering the A press for that?
If you do it frame perfectly, it doesn't register.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, there's like wait, no, never mind. I'm gonna say something wrong.
Oh, we just collected that Skulltula and the Harpiece. Again, this is the last time we're gonna be an adult. Or we're gonna be in CAC as an adult, so collect everything while we're here.
Yeah. Did anyone notice the time we just lost?
Oh yeah.
We climbed the fence to hookshot the roof instead of just hookshotting the roof from the ground. So we lost time for. You can just barely hookshot it from the ground and didn't notice until way later.
We got a green potion. That's gonna be handy. It's very surprising
but we forgot the egg.
Oh no.
Yep.
Not the egg.
And here we're using a bunch of twisted chews because we don't have bottle on B, but we also don't want to use 2 chews for each S because that's kind of a waste. So a twisted chew works where you like do an ESS shuffle while holding a chew, and then you flick a direction while dropping it, and it just like makes the chew go in the direction you are facing, but it's like facing the direction you twist it to. So it has like a twist where it's going in one direction but facing another direction. So when it hits a wall, it like runs into itself or something and blows up. And you can do some weird stuff with that. You can also use that to send it like under doors or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and so that entry into the magic fairy fountain was maybe hard to notice, but with a high speed, you can actually clip through the wall you normally have to blow up in front of the fairy fountain. So just clip right in, save some time. Especially save that that N64 lag time from a bomb.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, it turns out it's slightly faster to actually just skip going through the lower part of Death Mountain Trail here and just like go out of bounds and climb it the fast way, and then get the Skulltulas and lower Death Mountain Trail later. Because we'll be back here anyway for Big Goron Sword.
Oh yes, side hopping up the path to the side there out of bounds is definitely humanly viable. It's not that hard. It's just that the opportunities for it to come up in RTA, it just generally just doesn't come up that much, and it's harder to save the full amount of time RTA, but definitely viable.
Now we have magic, and we're gonna straight away get even more magic. Because they're conveniently located right next to each other, the two fairy fountains.
This is a little different from what RTA does.
Yeah, in RTA, even though they're so close, we still don't get double magic until like halfway through the run.
It's because you
Might
go
be changing.
the other way. You go upwards. So you
Yeah,
come
we
from
take it.
Orange City and go out the top. So you'd have to go back in to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
While we're coming from the top and going down.
Yeah, so this rerouting of this section, like you mentioned, TAS is a lot better at climbing the mountain. Other time save is like getting guild magic now, which we will use.
I think
magic.
it skipped a sun song as well, right? Because
Yeah,
we can do everything in one cycle.
Yeah, I think RTA wouldn't be able to manage time of day properly without going as fast as a TAS.
And we also skip entering Goron City the normal way, so we won't see that intro cutscene that plays when you enter it the first time. There's a few time saves like that.
And there's a heart piece right here in the mountain that is actually fast to get later, so we'll skip it for now. This is
Yeah,
because
actually that heart piece... Well, yeah, I guess there's multiple reasons, but one reason is that heart piece actually will give us a full heart later on, so when we have to damage down for some other things, it'll take longer. I think that was actually the thing that decided it, but...
Yeah, it was, I think it was an extra hit on Dark Link too, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I think you're right, yeah.
Oh yeah, and that so that Bolero cutscene skipped. So what happened there is if you grab a ledge with a high enough downwards velocity, Link will kind of do this like glitchy ledge grab. And if a cutscene activates during this glitchy ledge grab, Link will just fall through the floor. And so like the frame that the Bolero cutscene activated, Link just started falling through the floor, and then voiding out during the Bolero cutscene gives you the song, but you don't have to watch the full cutscene. Which is actually a theme of most of the song cutscenes in this game, is that they actually give you the song most of the time at the very beginning of the song cutscene rather than in the middle. And so if you can find a way to trigger the cutscene and then somehow interrupt it, then you can skip the whole thing. Also more RBA here. Do you want to talk about the RBA, Megu?
Yeah, so yeah, we dropped on green potion see, right? So that puts an empty bottle in the trade item slots. That'll be useful pretty soon, but here's another cutscene skip. Also got more chews with that RBA. So
Yeah,
pretty similar.
Another chew refill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this cutscene trigger is actually gigantic. It's impossible to miss.
Oh,
So-
well!
Well, okay, if you surely you must have been like extremely low when you hit the trigger or something to miss it.
We had to. Well, I had to do an extra small step up before doing the hover because I was too low on the first try I did with
Okay,
the hover.
if you're too
So-
low, you can miss it. But in terms of like pure XZ distance, you'll never miss it.
Now while it's still nighttime, we'll collect some skulls here in Source River. And use a bunch of
The
chews.
Octorok shoe
Yes.
mega flip.
That's great.
Oh no, we died.
Oh no.
Tragedy.
What will happen now? You might have guessed this is important because it allows us to actually make it into Zora's Domain before it turns day. We made this entire Death Mountain section and Zora's section without any sun song, and it's still nighttime for the skulls that we need to get after this.
Yeah, so here King Sora is frozen, and we want to talk to him. So we'll unfreeze him by talking to that sign. Now he's unfrozen, trust me.
It's true. So this happens because of it's like some loading quirk about King Zora where like if he loads while the camera is panning while there's a text box on screen, it won't load the red ice properly, and then when you reload the area, there's just no red ice. Oh,
Wait a second.
What happened
That's
there?
not Sora tunic. That's not a Sora tunic.
Mhm.
What is that? Yeah,
So there you
so
can
yeah.
can hold R to, instead of getting Zora Tunic, it'll give you the Apple Frog, and this is the first version exclusive glitch. This one works on 1.0, 1.1, right?
I'm not sure about 1.1, but
I know,
definitely
it-
works on
remember.
1.0.
Yeah, it does work on 1.1. I can confirm.
Okay. And there's another requirement for this, which is you need to have something in the adult trade item slot. Well,
In
we
this
have
case,
that.
it was an empty bottle.
We had just a bottle there, which we got from RBing Green Potion.
Yeah,
That's
and
not the only use of Green Potion, actually.
and
That's,
go ahead.
yeah, that was the reason we could skip Egg. Kind of got Green Potion instead.
Yeah, so the reason it works is something with like holding R gives you delays collecting the item, but Sora keeps running the or give item thing until you actually receive an item, and then for some reason it goes to the eyeball frog instead of the tunic when you delay it.
Yeah, that actually used to be huge for RTA runs, where for a very long time RTA runs were best on 1.0. Also because of that trick, but eventually some other things happened with RTA runs that made VC faster, but this run also uses some other 1.0 exclusive stuff to save back some time.
Mm-hmm. Then I have to go trade the frog. Or maybe not yet.
Oh, we'll have to hurry up because we're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually runs that get eyeball frog early will go directly to Lake Hylia, so you can quickly trade in the frog. If you want to make it to Lake Hylia, oh, okay, that was a sick hook shot. Yeah, you're gonna have to go fast to make it to Lake Hylia at this point.
We still have 2 minutes.
I think we'll go get Serenade, and then we can use Serenade to go to Lake Hylia.
Oh, that makes sense. And then you'll have 1 second on the timer. That'll be very cool. I'm sure you'll get to the lab
and
in
we'll-
1 second.
Yeah, it's just like when you play Bolero to deliver the eye drops, right?
Yes, of course. And then the timer that doesn't exist. We should stop.
Yeah,
Stop
we're actually
stop
doing
the timer.
dungeons now, so this is where it gets really cool, I think.
Yeah,
So,
that was very cool gate skip there to skip having to kill the freezards by going out of bounds and walking around the out of bounds collision. And then
has flipped through that.
Yeah.
Very nice. And an A slide to clip through the the red ice here to get the harpies.
And
So remember,
has
we don't
through
have
the
hover
red
boots
ice.
yet. We also don't have bombs yet. Two things that RTA would have at this point. Well, maybe not with new routes actually, but typically.
Yeah. So here we're damaging down a little bit as well. And then we skip collecting the silver rupees by just doing a little hover and a mega flip here, and then you can go past the gate.
Very nice. And then a quick fight there. Yeah, so that gate skip is actually not super precise, but the issue with doing an RTA, why you might not see it in RTA runs, is generally the setup you would do takes longer than the time it would take to get the rupees, but in a TAS you can do it super quick. And then that cutscene skip there, you can just open the chest the frame you die, and then Link dies the frame that Serenade cutscene starts.
And then we have Serenade and Iron Boots. Trust us.
Oh, we're gonna equip Iron Boots right now.
Okay, so this weird movement here, Link actually can walk down that slope faster than he can normally sink. So it's actually faster to walk there than try to just sink, and then...
Yeah, because Link will try to snap to the floor instead of when you're floating down, you float down at a constant speed, but he will try to snap to the floor if you're walking.
And then same with floating back up, is also it's faster to try to walk up the wall, and then walk up the walls as much as you can, and then float the rest of the way. And then here's something very cool.
And during Jabu with only choose, so the loading zone for Jabu exists but not beneath the ice. And well, actually, I don't know the best way to explain that, exactly how it works, but...
yeah, you just need enough speed to clip into the ice while still being above the water, and also having not downward speed, I think. I think it just needs to be not completely downwards.
That has
the
noticed
timer's
that the
gone.
timer is gone.
That sucks. Dang.
Yeah.
We'll have to get it. We'll have to get Frog again, I guess.
We died, so we lost our frog. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, whenever you die with a trade item that expires, it goes back to the previous trade item that you're supposed to use. So in this case, the frog turned into prescription. So that's what we have now. So the only reason we got the frog was to actually get prescription. Kind of weird, but I'll come up later.
Well, stuff in Ocarina of Time doesn't make sense, so it's fine. We got frog to get prescription. And then
Jabu is adult. This is pretty standard now in RTA, but you know, this is supposed to be done as child. So adult saves a lot of time in a bunch of places having hookshot. You can get those skulls without having to backtrack after getting a boomerang. What else? Because that's mostly it.
Climbing ledges also is just much faster. You can climb much higher ledges. Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, if you can do something as both adult and child, it's generally better to do it as adult. Which strongly applies to the child dungeons.
yeah, so unfortunately, there's still no fast way to skip Ruto without SRM. So
Yeah,
we sadly have to carry it around.
There are technically ways to do it that are not fast with some void warp shenanigans. To, like,
That's why I specified fast.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely not fast.
So we're taking him damage here because it's good to die once in a while. And then no play arounds.
We're all serious here.
Serious business only with Rudo. Then I think this is the first instance of a super slide, where you shield something in the same frame. Oh, during a roll you grab something and shield, damage, and you'll go flying backwards.
There's
Nice.
skip there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
it's
slides. Super slides have the same speed as a Hess or like max speed Z slide and A slide, but the reason they're generally not used as much is it's usually they're usually more inconvenient to set up because of needing to grab something. But in that case, when you need to grab Rudo, it's actually very good. And more
Yeah,
RDA.
so
There we killed the last stingers with the chew. Got quick draw with that chew as well.
Yeah, that setup actually depends on integer math. It's very precise. You can't just do it anywhere. You need to like mess with integer math to have it actually hit your shield correctly.
Now normally you need an adult will need a wall behind him to actually do bottom be like that. But then after that, we manipulated a fairy drop from the stingers because we had one heart, and caught that on B, and with Posey right, and that gives 24 bomb chews, and we just equipped sword. So that's really nice because we didn't have to drop bugs, because that's a time loss. It's a really fast way to do RBA. The only downside is we have 24 chews instead of 29 chews. That's not a big deal.
That was
That's a super
beautiful
swim.
swim.
Also, as someone asking what I meant by integer math, what I meant is coordinate system in this game is well, floats. Well, hex technically, I think, but there's a lot of decimal places. When doing math for collision, it cuts off the decimals, so it only does integers. Which means that some setups will not work depending on your position because of integer math. That's RBA setup being one of them.
So shoutouts to Blueby Blah for making a % TAS of Water Temple like years ago, which we used to get a few of these strats that we do here.
And here you can do an untargeted side hop, and then holy N64.
That I think that's one of the laggiest like single places on N64.
Here's another 1.0 exclusive glitch. Quick put away with the glitch dump. What's it called? Quick put away without actually doing quick put away.
Yeah, empty jump slash.
Jump slash. Yep.
Yeah,
And
where you
that,
saw when Link jump slash, he just didn't have anything in his hand.
That makes the sword have lots of damage properties, and then what that matters here is the fire. So we could light those torches. That's one really nice thing. That was one of the glitches I mentioned that was found in 2021, which made this route possible. If we didn't have that, then N64 would have to get some sort of bow in order to do Water Temple this early. And Water Temple is really nice to use early because long shot is super useful. It saves time in a lot of places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because going back to some version differences on VC, which most RTA runs do, you can pull out a Deku Stick as adult, but on N64 that would actually crash the game. So that's just not an option in this case, which is really good that QPA is a good substitute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it turns out that having a hookshot that's twice as long is just really good. So we kind of have to go here early, even if it means going without a bow.
Fun glitch to get in here without hover boots, like hookshot target, and then hover with the chew, and then open the door. Barely make this chew with a hookshot. Or sorry, this skull. And this is nice.
Yeah, this room. This room is
a waterfall.
Yeah, that heads up there is really cool.
And another nice precise mega flip and then backflip onto there. It was found pretty recently by Cadmic, so managed to get it in here. Though we had passed this point by the time it was found.
Yeah, we were way past this point, so we had to actually redo the end of Water Temple here.
And then Dark Link is also another reason why it's slightly nicer to walk Temple early, is because Dark Link's health actually depends on Link's health. So since we only have 4 hearts, Dark Link's a little bit faster. So here we do entrance point glitch in order to unload the Song of Time block and get in here without Song of Time because we don't have that yet. This is the first weird shot.
Second one.
Okay.
We did one just before in for the other skull behind.
Oh yeah, for the other skull, for the skull behind the gate. So there are a few more weird shots coming up.
Yeah, so weird shots basically just send your camera underground due to some weird animations. And then we can just hookshot from there.
And that hookshot right there, there's actually some extra hookshot collision on the wall there. You can't see it, but it's just like some kind of leftover thing from development where there is what acts like hookshot targets on the wall. That one too, for some reason. And it's really good because that lets you weird shot in and out of that room very quickly.
We did empty dump slash again for the glitch damage, so we can light this torch. Same idea as that previous one. You could use sticks for that. We need to do empty dump slash.
And yeah,
We're running low on chews again.
yeah, we need to do something about that again.
After getting this last Sculpture at Mara Temple, get this Tektite to come close, kill it with a Bomb Chew, and have it also drop another fairy, and catch the fairy on B with empty bottle on C right. That puts a fairy in bottle 3, the third bottle slot. And then we equip Posey right, and we can release the fairy, and this also does RBA, because it kind of overwrites the empty bottle B. So that gave us 20 chews, because that's the ID for empty bottle. So 20 chews is also not as many as you get with RBA with bugs. That's a very fast way to do RBA, so you don't have to drop bugs or anything.
Because we need a fairy anyway.
Yes, we also need a fairy for that.
So it's very, very convenient that we can just get 20 chews for, in quotation marks, free.
And then there's a really simple out of bounds there by just shielding the chew near the wall. There's like some weird collision there that makes it very easy for just shielding that explosion to put you out of bounds and then directly into the loading zone for the boss. And
yeah,
then,
the walls and Jabu are more like suggestions. You can also just like walk out of them.
Yeah, Jabu walls are not great. But yeah, and also shortly before that was also using equip swap to equip Boomerang. So Boomerang is an item you can't normally equip as adult, but with equip swap you are able to equip an item regardless of age restrictions. And so that's what lets you do Baronade as adult. So it's impossible to stun Baronade without Boomerang. And then very quick fight.
And then right here we have to waste some time before Ruda. And then
we're dying again. And the fairy is here to revive us. So this is going to be the first wrong warp.
Yeah, dying with fairy lets us get control on the blue warp, so we can walk around. And then we steal this pot. And then somewhere out of bounds right now we're like clipping through a wall with the pot and hitting a load zone at the same time that the warp will take us away, and now we're in the Dunger's Cabin.
That must have been awful to test.
Why?
The camera? Or did you use free cam for like the whole...
You see as free cam, it's not that bad.
Okay, yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's just hitting the loading zone, which you aren't normally supposed to be able to exit Baronade's room, but there is a loading zone behind the door you come in. And so you go out of bounds, you hit that loading zone at the same time that the warp happens, and then you wrong warp here.
Now we're fighting Dodongo with only choose. And one cool thing about wrong warping is you can, if you pause, you can equip an item, or you can equip an item that you can't normally use. If you equip it over a slot that that previously had a usable item, you can then use it. So in this case, we equipped For's Wind, which you normally can't use in boss rooms. We just set For's Wind right there.
Yeah.
And
Fun fact about that For's Wind, it's now set to the loading zone exiting the boss room in Jabu.
yeah, it doesn't actually set it to the proper load zone that it looks like it should set it to after a wrong warp.
Yeah, so if we press For's Wind right now, we'll end back in Jabu. Back in the weird loading zone in Jabu that like drops you out from high up and lands you on the floor. But we can use that to wrong warp again. And this is actually going to be the exact same wrong warp.
Yep, because it's actually the exact same entrance because of that weird quirk with wrong warping. It acts exactly the same.
So we wrong warp from Jabu Jabu to Dodongo's Cavern, and then from Dodongo's Cavern to Dodongo's Cavern.
Yeah, and the point of that is just a cutscene skip because cutscene's pretty long.
And then we have to actually unset Forest Wind and then reset it outside the door, because if we don't, it'll still be in Jabu. So we have to reset FW.
So a very fun climbing section there. So in Dodongo's Cavern, if you never light the eyes, but you come out of the door that you're supposed to open only after you've lit the eyes, you can actually climb up. It's like the bottom part of the jaw is invisible if you haven't entered the dungeon normally yet. But you can climb it, backflip up to the top of the head, climb all the way to the top. Very, very fast way to get up to bombs, and then you can do the entire dungeon in reverse, which is really fast.
I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dodongo's Cavern in reverse.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this room especially is good because in this room there's this Skulltula that the normal intended way to get it is you have to go through the dungeon normally, activate this one elevator, and then re-go through the dungeon in reverse after reloading the area so that the stairs are up instead of down, because normally they would always be down after you go through that room normally. I guess it doesn't matter in this case because you have long shot, but yeah, that way the staircase is just already up for you.
So there's 2 more Skulltulas in this dungeon. We'll get them much later. But for now, we're heading
much later.
Yeah, heading to Fire Temple. Kind of just doing a bunch of dungeons now. So we did get bombs there. That was the reason why we delayed bombs, was because after doing that wrong warp to Dodongo's Cavern, it's a lot faster, since it's less of a detour to get it after that wrong warp than to go there earlier just while you're on Death Mountain. But we still don't have hover boots. So here's ISG, and playing a trade item can change the camera when you enter this room, so Darunia is not on camera, and that skips talking to him.
Well, it skips looking at him at least.
Yeah, it skips the time you have to wait.
Yeah,
Because we are still talking to him.
Yeah, right there. They turn the camera right as Link jumped on the switch to activate the cutscene, but then the switch interrupted the cutscene, and that way it just gets rid of the cutscene entirely.
We also had to actually manipulate the camera so that we're looking towards the bus door when leaving, so that he has enough time to unload for the next time we might be in the area.
Yeah, if you don't unload him properly, then the cutscene will just attempt to trigger again.
So that we used a twisted chew under the door if anyone caught it, and then the chew is already dead when we want to hookshot it, which is a nice little time save.
That was very nice.
The chew went under the door because its collision was messed up because of twisted chew shenanigans.
Yeah, Twisted Chew again is like if you ESS and try to shield drop a chew while flicking a different direction, and then the chew is moving in a different direction it's facing, which can cause it to be wonky with collision.
And then since we don't have Gorn Tunic, we have to take a little bit of a slower path here because we don't want to lose too much health. And we can't Hezek Cross either, because it'll be interrupted by damage. And now the counting has changed. It's no longer how many shoes have we used, it's how many explosives have we used.
Bombs are a little bit slower to use than chews because there isn't any good way of exploding them immediately. We'll actually do that later on, but it's right now we don't have any way of doing it.
Chews are generally better for TAS because we can explode them manually wherever we want, whenever we want. Bombs usually have a 3.5 second timer. For RTA, it's often the other way around because chews have a longer timer actually, so you'd rather have bombs most of the time.
Yeah, for chews, like blowing them up whenever you want in an RTA setting usually only works if there's like an actor nearby that you can blow the chew up on. But if there's not, then generally it's gonna be much harder to just like do it like a random twisted chew set up to blow up the chew, or like a double bomb chew. Very nice.
So the user will ask you to flip through there to skip this little Parfire Temple. Get over to the top of the maze.
That camera stand again is if you mash target as you're climbing up there, the camera stays in place, and so TASs like to do that to just freeze the camera while climbing.
Well, specifically for this, it's also a lot of lag reduction because this room is laggy.
True, I forgot about that. Yeah, and then very precise hookshot shot there to just barely, long shot specifically is the only way that works. Barely grabs that ledge without having to use Scarecrow Song to get up there.
Yeah, getting Scarecrow Song is not very high on the priority list for 100%. In fact, it's not even on there. Only if it's required.
Scarecrow Song is not required. It is not an item. Just
you only get it if it's convenient for something.
Yeah, RTA runs typically like to get it. It's generally good for RTA, but not this.
And then we just backtrack after those last 2 skulls.
This room is quite tight with 7 seconds. Do you guys want to guess how many frames we have left when we open the door?
That was definitely 1 or 2.
Yeah, we have 2 frames left when we open that door.
Nice.
So
was that planned?
Very tight.
When you entered that room, were you already sure that you could make it? Or was there a way?
Yeah, I'd done it before where I knew 7 seconds was enough.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I wasn't that worried. And some minor playing around. I'm not very good at doing the play around stuff because I think it's while it is cool, it's also a lot of time investment for no gain. Because you're not getting any speed out of it. I
think it's good playing around.
Something.
That one.
I haven't done much of it.
That one was good.
Yeah, you liked how we died and got the ferry at the same time?
Little OoT 3D ISG attempt.
Very convenient way to refill the health.
And there's another Chew RBA. So we just dropped the bugs that were in the Hammer bottle. that RBA, which is good because we're about to get Hammer, and we want to actually use this, but at some point, Hammer would overwrite that bottle we had.
Then it's time for Hammer.
Pretty easy way to get Hammer here. Pretty standard,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, very standard. Press all the way up,
Nice.
hook at the chest. So simple. I think RTA runs does that too now, right?
Then quickly, weird shot this last key. So there's one more gold Shaletta to get, Fire Temple. We're gonna leave now. And of course the boss as well. But we came here for Hammer. Hammer is a really useful item for this run, because there will be a long time when we don't have a sword. And we
Yeah,
need something to use instead.
Because if you remember from earlier, the stick does crash as adult on N64. So we need
Yeah.
another weapon that isn't stick.
Yeah, that's actually another significant difference from RTA. Is RTA doesn't really do anything in Fire Temple until very late in the run, because it doesn't need hammer. But N64 definitely needs hammer earlier without being able to use sticks as a substitute for sword.
So here we are skipping this Poe cutscene by catching our bugs, which lets us move during the cutscene. We actually can't insert straight away, because if we actually went down there, the cutscene would play again when we get back up, so we're just leaving it for now. And letting the cutscene finish while we leave.
Also, a very minor thing we forgot to point out in Fire Temple is when opening the hammer chests open pretty much instantly without the normal full animation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually because of having the bottle in the hammer slot from an earlier RBA. If you already have something in that slot, even if it's just a bottle, the game will treat it as like, oh, you already have this item, so let's play the faster chest opening animation, which saves a little bit of time.
RBA with Hammer on C-Right puts a bottle in the Nero's Love item slot.
There's
Another Twisted Chew here. Yeah. And
So
Nero's Love
also
slot is yeah, kills me.
kills
We
us
should
well.
actually play this first. So even though we didn't go down the elevator right away, we can the cutscene's still gone, so we can do it right here. And weird shot this skull again, or get another weird shot here.
And it's
And then,
marginally faster to void out than to ride it up. And there's a glitchy ledge climb there again. You can do that on places where there's like where Link climbs and there's two pieces of collision overlapping. You can like try to climb one of them and then hold a direction to go to the other one of them, and then he'll like pop up. It's like really weird. And here's a cool trick.
another entrance point glitch with bomb push and a hammer recoil. Get inside the wall. And then
Use
do
the same bombs to die.
a...
Have it interrupt your hookshot, which gives you a hookshot jump.
And then, so the way this room works with the Stalfos fight in here is the Stalfos fight doesn't actually activate unless you enter the room above a certain Y coordinate. So you can't just enter the room from below and then hover up. That won't activate the fight. But by doing this, you set your entrance point at a very high place from the hookshot jump. And then voiding out there and reloading will be enough to activate the Stalfos fight.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
Love that lag. Juicy lag.
N64, my beloved. And then we actually have everything in Forest Temple now, so the only thing left is Phantom Ganon. The boss room is right below us right now, so we'll just mega flip out and jump slash into it.
Yeah, luckily the collision there is very easy to clip through.
So that was a twisted mega flip where we're like we're facing a different direction than what direction the speed is pushing us, which makes it so we can interrupt it with a jump slash in the middle of it to go forwards, which is a little faster than letting us fall all the way in with the correct angle and all that.
Oh, the roll ESS.
I just have to wait here for the first phase.
So here's some more twisted flips. And then, unfortunately, Hammer is a little shorter than Sword, so we can't do the jump slash strat where we kill him before he even enters the arena. We have to wait for him to come down and do that.
He's only halfway through the ropes instead of behind the ropes. What a shame.
The jump slash doesn't reach him. Very unfortunate.
But yeah, so what happens there is when you shoot a projectile at Phantom Ganon, he spins his staff, and during that time he's actually vulnerable. So if you can get him to spin his staff and then have ISG hit him really quickly, then he'll instantly get brought down, and then from there you can do ISG real quick, repeat the staff spinning thing if he tries to get up, and one cycle him really quickly.
Then we want to skip this cutscene as well, just like all the other ones.
It's going to require a lot of damaging down here.
We don't have Fairy and we don't have FW, so we'll have to gain control another way. This will be by playing the Ocarina on the edge of the warp. This can be done with Ocarina items. So we'll be doing that. Then we get control, and then we'll die on the same frame as the warp is gonna try to take us away. And the white flash here means we got the Forest Medallion.
Yeah, don't forget this first skull. We saved it till here because the loading zone back to Sacred Forest Meadow doesn't activate for some time. So it's a little bit faster to get it then. Now it's time for first reason why this route is not really possible RTA.
This is one of the tricks of all time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So if you watched Low C, All Dungeons in Low C, you know about this trick. However, that time it used hover boots. This time it does not have hover boots. So it needs to be from a backflip, which means we have less speed, which means the bug position is even more precise.
How fun was that to test?
Oh, very, very fun. It was super enjoyable and I had a really good time doing it.
How fun was it to test a second time?
Not that bad, because you could just play back the same segment.
Okay, true, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do it twice because the first time you just skip Prelude, and second time we actually want to get past.
Yeah, and that Prelude cutscene skip is template time is separated into two different rooms, with the back room getting loaded as you go through the hallway. And if you play Sunsong right as the back room loads, when the game tries to load the Prelude of Light cutscene right then, and then if you just play Sunsong right as that happens, you can skip the cutscene.
No, it's not spliced, it's just the same inputs. It's one continuous macro.
So here we're doing Bottle Adventure. We went back in time with Adult Bottle on B, and that'll mean when we go back to Adult, Adult's B will be changed to an item based on what child is on C right. And so we equipped Longshot on child C right, and the idea of Longshot corresponds to the Furor's Wind slot in the inventory. So since we have Furor's Wind in that slot, I'd put Furor's Wind on the Adult B button. And Furor's Wind on B is really useful. We're going to set it right away. And this Furor's Wind set has multiple uses. and they'll get into that later on. Normally you can't set Frozen in Temple of Time, so that's the reason why I did that. Because with Frozen and B, you can use Frozen anywhere where you can normally use Master Sword.
Yeah. Not having Forest Wind restricted breaks the item a little. Well, actually, the item works exactly as expected, but it breaks the game a little because the game doesn't interact with the item in the intended ways when you put it in places where you're not supposed to.
Now we're going to Deku Tree as adults.
So, right up here at the Deku Tree's mustache, you can clip in to the loading zone. So you can head all the way up the root or whatever it is, and then clip into the mustache and hit the loading zone.
But like in Jabu, adult here saves a lot of time. You can just hookshot all the way up. You can use Hammer to wake up this scrub a little bit faster than reflecting a nut.
And we can get Slingshot. Which, yeah, we actually need to get before we go Child again.
Yeah, that's true. Whenever you get Slingshot, it sets your capacity to 30. So if you got any upgrades beforehand, then you can't get those upgrades at all, because, well, yeah. Kind of overwrites the upgrades. So now we're hooked back up to the upper level to get this skull here. We also did empty jump slash for glitch damage again on the slingshot chest.
Yeah,
we need to light this torch. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, we don't have sticks. We do actually have bow now, don't we?
Yeah, you could use bow, but then that'd be an extra pause.
Yep, the original idea was to use bow here, but then I realized
that
you
much
just
time.
use it again.
And then collect some skulls and
Hookshot
stuff, and then
place.
Yeah, and then we get our
Finally get a
first
stick.
Echo
Finally,
Stick.
an hour and 25 minutes in, finally got Deku Stick.
And here's a way to skip the skull space. You might have seen this with hover boots, but it's possible without. And then we still have the glitch damage.
I think literally like 2 days ago, Save State posted that trick without hover boots.
Yeah,
I
I believe you find a method for this a while ago. Yeah, that's what we used here. But there's some more. And now we can do Super Slide, Teleport for 2-3-1 skip. Get straight into the boss room.
Nice. Yeah, so that's Super Slide Teleport. When you try to grab a piece of grass like that and you don't have strength, Link can't actually pick it up. And if you do a Super Slide off it, when Link tries to attempt to pick it up, he'll actually get teleported back to that place. And then by having ISG and going down a slope means he'll be put out of bounds below it, and then having ISG means he'll be staying in the air without falling, and then you can do that Mega Flip directly to the boss. It's a very hard boss fight.
Yeah, no, that one was really hard to TAS, actually. Really, really, really hard to time the crouch stabs correctly.
We're going to do another wrong warp with Froze Wind. And so when using Froze Wind here, it'll try to load the cutscene and also the last place where you set Froze Wind. So based on the entrance table where you set Froze Wind in Temple of Time, it ends up taking us to this cutscene, which normally plays after you've beaten both Shadow and Spirit temples. And it ends up putting us on the Requiem warp pad. That's kind of like the default. It could either send you to, either go to the Shadow warp pad or Spirit, depending on which one you did last, but somehow the default one is Spirit, which is really nice because getting to Spirit's really out of the way compared to everything else in the game. And so having a wrong warp to get here is very convenient. In other routes you've probably seen, wrong warping to the Silver Gauntlets cutscene, the one I played after getting Silver Gauntlets. The problem with that is just it's a long cutscene, and so it's nice to just have a shorter warp to get here.
Yeah, plus also different, it requires different Furrow's Wind positioning. So this one was done with Furrow's Wind set in Temple of Time. The one to Silver Gauntlets is Furrow's Wind set in Lost Woods.
Yeah, and the Furrow's Wind point is actually still there after doing a wrong warp, and that'll be very useful still.
To avoid skipping the door with more bugs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that again.
No, Silver Gauntlets are not necessary. The wrong warp that goes to the Silver Gauntlets to cutscene doesn't actually get the Silver Gauntlets. It's just a method of a wrong warp to that place. But again, for the category rules when it comes to upgrades, you only need the highest upgrade. So you need so only gold gauntlets are required.
And we don't really want to do that much in Spirit right now, because, well, we can't do that much in Spirit from down here. It's faster to go from the top down.
We're going to want to have a bit before doing more. We will get one skull and one key here.
Yeah, we'll go in this way and then we'll warp away instead of going back out. And there's probably a way to overlap this skeleton token with the door cutscene, but I couldn't find a good way to make it fast. So
Possible
probably
improvement
do
there, I
just a
guess.
little bit.
That's just a possible improvement.
Yeah, add it to the list.
Now we play the Suns tonight in order for this sculpture to spawn.
And then we play Suns today in order to get the sun to come up.
And hook, shot, jump.
So we need fire arrows, and the fastest way to get that is the hookshot jump, and this hookshot jump is done by interrupting the hookshot by collecting the sculpture token, which we left at the top of the tree, and then we activated it and we go flying really high.
Yeah, this is everyone's favorite trick. The big jump.
Here bumps aren't as bad because we have a lot of time where we are falling, where we can put it down so it explodes when we need it. And then when you mega flip into water, you can carry the speed out of the water to a Hess, and then we go straight into the lab. Unfortunately, we don't have gold scale, so we have to do this. And even more unfortunately, we have to wait for this text box, because we save warped since last time we were underwater.
So by hookshotting that, right, and then putting on Kakiri boots, it triggers the whatever thing to get the heart piece from touching the bottom of the lab.
And also, a very minor, interesting thing. In this room, you don't get slowed down as much when you have iron boots on, so that's partially why they equipped iron boots much earlier.
And in fact, there's no difference between iron boots and normal boots in houses.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was like a less difference or no difference at all, but yeah.
Since you don't have Scarecrow's song, you can do a little hover onto this house instead.
You can actually save one shoe in that hover,
yeah,
so...
you can... Minor time save there, possibly save another shoe.
And then RNG manipulate, make sure that the Gwei doesn't actually knock you down, like he always does.
becomes
And then here's
dangerously
a really
close.
nice
I saw that
mega flip.
shadow like directly below you.
Yeah, and that's a nice ground flip, as Miku said.
Straight into towards the main. So now here we're finally going to use prescription again, or to get Frog the normal way. Instead
Wait a
we
second,
pulled
that's
R,
not
which
Frog.
actually pushes it back to Zoro Tunic. Now finally we're going to get Frog. And now we can use Froze Wind, go back to Temple of Time, and then pull Master Sword, and then mash B to keep this text box on screen. So the timer doesn't expire.
And how fast do you have to mash B there?
Once every frame. So 20 times a second.
So that is not humanly possible.
And then the timer's frozen. It's simple
Yep.
as.
So this is a glitch that the specific particular method for freezing the timer was a thing that I felt like this really made this route work out so well. At first, when you set at the Master Sword, it was useful for the wrong warp to Spirit. It was useful for skipping Door of Time. You have to do Door of Time skip again. It also allowed this really fast way of freezing the timer. And freezing the timer is something that'll be useful later, and there are a few ways to do it. Usually, you wait for the timer to expire, just wait and then void out while it expires. And that's kind of slow because you have to wait for it to go all the way down. Maybe you could out in some stuff during that time, but it's usually awkward to do that. Another way is to play a warp song or use Force Wind like we did in this case, which immediately sets the timer to 1 second. And then if you can find a way to void out in that 1 second, that'll freeze the timer. But those methods are also a little bit slower. But it turns out that this method with using Frozen on B at the Master Sword is just really fast. It's actually really like no time loss because it's what we're going to do anyway. So it's extremely convenient. For this, the idea was to play Serenade, and there's actually a way to clip and void out within that 1 second, and freeze the timer from right after playing Serenade. But this is like something like 20 seconds faster. It was really actually not a huge time save, but it just fits so well with the route.
Oh, yeah, so
Another thing about
go ahead.
So with this frozen timer, some text boxes will have the potential to unfreeze it, and we want to avoid that. And so normally this would really limit you on like what you can do while you have a frozen timer. But actually, the timer only gets unfrozen if you keep the text box on screen for at least 1 frame. So if we just get every text box is frame perfect, then we can keep the timer there on screen. I'll beat later on.
Yeah, so some people were asking about how you can mash B every frame if and why that wouldn't count as just holding the B button. So the game actually pulls inputs at 60 times a second, but each frame repeats 3 times, so it is effectively 20 times per second. But if it is pressed for an input frame and then released, and then the next visual frame comes up and then pressed and released, it will still count as being mashed every frame, even though it registers as an input on every frame. So it's just some weird input shenanigans, weird way how the game handles inputs.
Incredible it even works in the first place.
And that's another reason why this route can't be done RTA. Need some other method of freezing the timer. We're getting Sorry Song here. We're going to need it for a couple glitches coming up.
Yeah, Sorry Song, interestingly enough, for a long time was never a useful song at all, but actually, glitch-wise, has a few interesting applications, thanks to its unique text boxes that you can pull up anywhere.
So even if RTA could actually like freeze the timer like that, it would be still very hard to follow this route because of the fact that the timer can unfreeze at many NPCs coming up that we're talking to.
Yeah,
We want
there have
to
been
unfreeze at a specific time.
there have been RTA routes in the past that propose like some frozen timer type route where you would have to like make sure you get these frame perfect tech smashes on these certain NPCs or else your entire run is over. And
Yeah,
that wasn't great.
I think basically every single NPC we talk to until we unfreeze it, we have to do frame perfect on.
Nice. I think some of the proposed older routes only had to do like 1 or 2 of them, but that's nice.
Yeah, there's a couple ones that are particularly nice to put during the timer. But since this is a task, we can just do as many as we want.
And just press the button correctly.
Earlier we went into Goron City and then left using a clip to leave. And that was so that when we void out here, we don't get put back onto the Bolero pad and we can just go right into Goron City. You might see RTA go into Double Magic instead, but since we already got Double Magic, it's better to use Goron City for this purpose. Nice test there too. The torches.
So we actually have some time to waste here before we can actually hit the Goron rolling up top. So we can use that time to get an extra stick. I don't think we actually use that extra stick, but we have the time.
It was
to
like
waste.
1 week when I said, "Oh, Pancake, we need another stick. You got to get it." And then I said, "Oh no, actually we don't need the stick." And then the next day I was like, "Oh, actually we do need the stick." And then, so we got a stick. Doesn't waste any time, so no problem.
Then we get the bomb back, the medium bomb back. Which allows us to lag the game even more.
These houses are great. Do the boulder maze. No, we are not still mashing B. It was only during the transition when going back to child, when that text box was on screen.
Yeah, just the initial time it needed to be frozen.
Here we are RBAing over green potion again to get rid of our trade item. I actually forget what it is we have right now. It's still frog, so we got rid of frog again. So now we just have
Yep.
to.
So yeah. So now, yeah. So when the trade timer expires, since we had frog in the inventory, it would send you back to Zora's domain where you get the frog. That's what's supposed to happen. But if you have something else in that slot, then instead it will just reload the current area you are in, and that's what we want to happen eventually. So what we did there was RBA with the green potion to put the bottle over the frog in inventory. So now when the timer expires, it'll reload the current area. We could have alternatively just duped over frog with a bottle dupe. But it's more convenient to do it this way because we can combine it with getting one of the soil skulls. And you can't dupe over at adult trade slot as child at a soil patch like that. So that's the other use of green potion. And if it weren't for this, it would be faster to just get egg normally instead of doing this whole thing with RB and green potion. The fact that you can also skip duping over frog as adults makes it faster to use green potion instead.
Now we're just
We
getting
climb
all
this ladder for this. Yeah.
all the
There's
skulls
one
and
other
cack.
place where there's potential time save of skipping climbing this ladder.
Yeah, there's some hover with ISD and boomeranging the token during the hover, but yeah, we don't currently have anything equipped, so it's like nothing equipped that can give us ISD, so it's yeah.
So the reason for giving the letter to the guard is that's the trigger for opening the Happy Mask shop, and that's needed for later.
So here we get every ward except for the chews. You might think the chews are so useful we should get them, but it actually takes like 6 seconds to get the reward. And it's not worth it.
And it doesn't matter at all anyway, because we
Yeah.
are BA in graveyard. So in fact, if we got them, they'd just be removed anyway, or overwritten. We got Stone of Agony, and it has a use because we're on 64.
Tempe is pretty slow. Do
Yeah,
this
it takes a
before
long
actually
time
talking to
to walk.
Tempe.
We can do a lot of stuff before even Damper even gets close. So we're getting skulls and heart pieces and killing the other skull, and then we'll talk to Damper.
Oh
Wow.
my god, it's first try.
God.
That's crazy! First try.
How many save state tries did it take?
I have no data on that point.
Was it fast or slow?
It was a while,
Alright, nice.
because it also has to be fast.
Let's go in the
I
right
can't-
direction.
I can't just wait a frame and try again the frame
Yeah.
after, and so.
Alright, now time for Lake High stuff. Still have the timer there. Wait, the timer's at 1 second now. It's been for a while, but yeah, when you play a warp song, it goes from 0 to 1.
Yeah, because playing a warp song sets the timer to 1 because it's meant to set the timer to 1, and then it ticks down and it expires and sends you back. But because the timer's frozen, it just sets it to 1 and then it doesn't tick down. And then we do a little bit of fishing. By holding target in the water and then talking to the fish pond guy, the owner of the fish
Good
pond
guy,
or
yeah.
whatever. Then you get gold scale, and then you just show him a bigger fish afterwards, and then you also get the heart piece.
Yeah, that allows you to do fishing in just one trip instead of doing adult and child fishing. And that's another thing that would unfreeze the timer. If you there's at least one frame per text box in there that's necessary, probably a few.
Yeah, I didn't count the frame perfect text
Yeah, it
boxes.
doesn't matter really.
Here's Rudo's letter, which is also a required item. Because it is a bottle that we need to get.
Nice setup for a super swim there.
Yeah,
Here we go from 18 to 29 chews, so we kind of had a lot of chews before doing this RBA, but it worked out this way. We do need to do this RBA.
Yeah, some places we have a lot of chews to waste, and other places we have none left over. It kind of just works out like that.
Also there, you collected both sculpture tokens at the same time, which makes there be only one text box, which is kind of nice. Or a little hover over this fence instead of climbing the ladder.
Yeah. It's only one hover, so it's a lot faster than climbing the ladder.
Oh yeah, that scrub text box will also unfreeze the timer if you don't do it frame perfectly.
Yeah, and now we're heading off to Gerudo Valley. Because Gerudo Valley has some skulls as child that we need to get, and yeah, I know this is the closest we'll ever be to Gerudo Valley. So it's unfortunate that the Hess is a bit long to get there.
Yeah, so we actually have to enter Gerudo Valley for this for a very particular reason. Coming up after this, we have to route the child overworld stuff like this going to Gerudo Valley on the Kalia.
Yeah, so that scroll to that is not actually on the wall. It's floating away from the wall. So you have to time the chew so it blows up on its own when getting to the skull. It won't blow up on impact because there is no impact because the skull isn't on the wall. So it looks slow, but there's just not much you can do about it. I don't know if there's a reason why it's not on the wall, or if the developers just misplaced it, or something.
Yeah, it's probably just a misplacement. There's a lot of actors in this game that are just slightly misplaced. Like the dwell time.
Yeah. And we just clip out here and void out to get back to the top real quick. And we leave through this entrance, which is important coming up. But before that, we'll just get this scroll in here with QPA.
So this method of using a nut to get quick put away is also 1.0 exclusive. 1.2 you usually get damaged while you put away the stick.
And I'm collecting the tokens as early as possible while still actually having them collect. Because you can actually collect them too early, so they dupe. That's not allowed.
Here's the text transfer glitch. To sell Bunnyhood without having it.
Yeah,
just did a glitch called Speak A twice.
Yeah, double Speak A.
Yep. There's a lot that just went on. Basically, we can use the Saria's Song text box to instead activate the Runner Guide's text box, which happens when you sell Bunnyhood.
Yeah, so that skips the entire mass trade quest. Don't need to sell all the other masks. And the beautiful Tektite Super Swim.
Yeah, so this is one glitch which is 1.0 exclusive as well, the way we did it. There is a method now 1.2. It's still slower. And now, right here, on the trigger for the Zelda skip cutscene, we'll instead play Saria's Song. And one of the text boxes in Saria's Song can unfreeze the timer.
That one,
so we have the timer unfreeze the same time as the cutscene happens, and this causes a wrong warp to the Nocturne cutscene.
I think that's maybe the first time in the entire run you saw the little triangle at the bottom of a text box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one that unfreezes it.
Yeah, and the reason, so specifically the timer, like I mentioned before, when it unfreezes, it'll reload at you at your last entrance, and in that case, it was Hyrule Field from Gerudo Valley. Those grottos we enter don't actually update your last entrance in the same way. And so, the cutscene value from the Zelda skip cutscene put us into the Nocturne cutscene. And this is really nice because it skips, first of all, it skips the Zelda skip cutscene, which is around 2 minutes, so now the ocarina is in the water. And it skips the first part of the Nocturne cutscene. That's another minute and 20 seconds, I think. And it also means that normally to activate the Nocturne cutscene, you need the Forest, Fire, and Water medallions, or at least you need to beat all those temples. We want to beat Fire Temple at the end, so we need to have some way of getting Nocturne before that. This is the way that works for this route. Okay, so we're gonna do chance glitch again. So similar idea here. Using Din's Fire, using a Din's Fire cancel, which involves doing a quick spin and then setting Din's Fire, and then getting hit right after that. Then you can talk to the NPC and throw nuts to get the glitch called Speak A. And then walk away and pull Bean. I honestly don't know exactly why that's required, but and then after playing Saria's song.
I think the whole beat is
You
just
can
to
explain it.
call the actor, but I'm
Something
not
like
sure.
that. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that glitch. But yeah, that glitch gave us the Broken Goron Sword, which is the item that Carpenter normally gives you during the trade quest. So we still have to actually finish the trade quest at some point. We got Frog twice, but then lost it both times. So...
And we really shouldn't get a frog as a pet. We'd lose it so fast.
Yes,
yeah,
there's the
Ocarina of
title
Time is...
drop.
Yeah. Now we're getting Ocarina of Time. Wait, what's the gambler set? What do people think?
Oh yeah, let me check. Let's see.
42% for 310 to 320.
Yeah, it's the most popular option.
Majority.
Not many people think it'll be 330 to 340, so people are
I
pretty
don't know
confident
why.
you'll be more than 10 minutes faster than the TAS or than RTA.
Yeah. There's 25% of people that have faith.
The believers in sub 3. Let's see if it pays off.
Now we'll head off to London Ranch to do the stuff we need to do there as child, which is Talon's bottle, a couple of skulls verse, a bonus song, a heart pizza. Oh, the usual stuff. But there's going to be something interesting that I don't think has been around for a while, where this is the last bottle we get. So there's no animation for it. Because we actually already have 4 bottles. So it's just going to make the sound, and we aren't going to hold it over the head or anything. It's just going to put it in bottles of 1, and there'll be no sound for it. Well, there'll be a sound for it, but there'll be no animation for it. So it looks a little weird, but I promise you we are getting a bottle here. But yeah, it looks like we aren't, but I promise you we got it.
Yeah, so we no longer have that green potion, but we don't need it anymore. So, works out.
Step 2 still possible? I don't know
Yeah.
about that one.
A few minutes.
2 minutes to get, like, what is it, 8 hearts? 8 hearts, several dungeons, a lot of stuff.
I think we're only halfway done with skulls or something. Ah, we must be more than halfway, because we did the CAC skull house
The
already.
heart piece, yeah.
Here's a glitch known as 000, where the game just stores unloaded access at coordinates 000, and then hit that with a chew to blow up those axes.
Yeah, that's where that seemingly random bomb chew explosion was.
Yeah, so that skull up there, already dead. It got hit by the glitch. This skull on the wall here. Also already dead, but that's because we fired another chew. We collected both of them at once there, so it looks like we only collected one. And then this chew is also already dead. Or this skull is also already dead. Then we collect that while walking into the
Being
cat
able
house.
to control that Hess and take it all the way to the end without ever stopping during the boomerang throwing was really cool.
And right here we can
I
just
like
roll
it.
out of bounds and jump slash to get the heart piece. Now we need to get a couple of things in market. We need the upgraded bomb bag, heart piece from Bumchu Gaming, and then we need actually need to collect the masks as well, because we don't actually have a mask in the inventory right now. We are required to get the Mask of Truth at least once, and also have a mask in our inventory at the end of the run. So we'll have to go and collect that.
Oh,
This is
Wow, that,
second wall
that
skip.
was-
yeah,
And
so
just get it.
there's
Their
this really
corner.
precise position where you can send the chew through the middle wall into the back. Save some time.
Oh, N64 lag. That was awesome.
Love that. Love that lag. Now I want to time how much slower Bomb 2 Bowling alone is from lag compared to VC.
So we need an extra cycle of Bomb 2 Bowling between those two when we actually get the rewards, because the rewards go in a fixed cycle. The best you can possibly get is one between your heart piece and bomb bag. Here we're gonna clip out of bounds so that we can enter the mask shop at night. Otherwise, we need to play the slingshot game.
That out of bounds movement is actually surprisingly precise, because there's like this. Is it an invisible wall, or is it just the loading zone you have to jump around?
So there's walls all the way along the side where the houses look like they have collision. So you have to get around that, and to get around that you have to like side hop and jump slash out of bounds, because if you just try to get around it normally, you'll hit the loading zone.
Yeah, so you can't just normally walk around it. You got to do a tight jump, which is very cool, especially if you want to do it without free cam, which I'm sure free cam was used for that.
What?
Oh, and
No,
we got Goron Mask.
Yeah, we got
We do
Goron
have
Mask.
Goron Mask.
And we still have Mask of Truth equipped on C using a Quip Swap. So we're going to need Goron Mask later. We also need Mask of Truth for the Nut upgrade.
Goron Mask for Goron Roll.
I like equipping Goron Mask every single loading zone. I like the making sure that it's always used.
Well, it's for the Goron Roll. Every time we roll now, it's faster.
Yeah, Goron Roll, of course. Oh, no lens of truth. Risky play.
I didn't get my lens and rando logic yet, so I have to guess here.
Oh, going for all up.
It's a risky play, but it always pays out for me.
Oh man.
Nice.
Did you actually manipulate it specifically for all up, or did you just happen to get that?
I did get all up manipulated, because it was like I had 3 in a row, and then I was like, okay, well now I have to manipulate the last 2.
Nice. It's not faster or slower one way or the other, right?
No, it's the same distance to the chest. The only thing that would make it faster or slower is how you enter the door. If you're entering it further to the right or further to the left. And I don't even think then it's more than a frame. So. Oh no, we're out of choose again.
We need to do use the water to get quick draw for RBA this time. And then we RBA choose again. And since we don't have Mask of Truth in the inventory, we have to keep it on equipped for this section here. So we can only have 2 C button slots.
Ah, yeah, cause we cannot equip it, yeah. I'm not sure what you mean, save state. We're doing frame perfect resets. Like
I think it might just be the way that it looks in GZ.
Like the frame we're saving on is also the same frame we're resetting on. Maybe just looks weird in GC.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Here we want to get the max stick capacity using only the scrub and not the skull kit upgrade. So we just did a hover over the loading zone and into this room, and now there's 2 Deku Scrubs loaded. We can talk to both of them and
Thankfully,
get 2
both
stick
sell us
upgrades.
sticks. Very convenient.
So most runs will actually use egg RBAing the pocket egg, which we skipped, to get a glitched stick upgrade. That'll make it so you only need to get one of those.
That lag during Sun Song. That was incredible lag.
N64 is incredible. Truly finds lag in places I didn't know had it.
Surely you manipulated some cool songs, right?
No!
Good.
Get this over with as soon as possible. This minigame sucks.
So if there's time, I'll explain more about that thing with the stick upgrade. So, like I said, most runs will RBA the pocket egg to get stick upgrade, and then that means you'll need to get 1 stick upgrade after that. And that was the original idea. You're really going to get stick like normal and do that, and not need green potion like we used. Since we get a stick later, we got stick, remember, in Deku Tree in Adult 2. And the reason for that was we need to have 0 sticks at the end of Adult 1 in order to dupe over them in Temple of Time. Right, if you have any sticks, then you can't dupe over them. I'm away. And so that's why we need to delay stick. But the problem with that is that whenever you get stick for the first time, it sets your capacity to 10. It gives you the normal, like, starting stick capacity. So if you RBA egg, and then get your first stick, you go back to the original starting stick capacity. So that RBA stick upgrade is useless. That's why even if we did RBA egg, we would need to do that dupe to get both stick upgrades there. So it ended up being... That's one of the reasons why getting egg didn't end up being worth it. It's actually a lot of things that went into skipping egg actually being faster.
Almost over. We're almost there. Alright, it's over. It's finally over.
We get to play the game again.
Here's another upgrade dupe, actually. You skipped the bullet bag upgrade in Market, so we're gonna get this one twice.
How are we gonna get it twice? So during that cutscene, we were actually on the ladder, which allows us to have one frame where we can pull a tube to delay grabbing the item. And then we load the other room, which unknows this guy while he's giving us the item, which allows us to do it again. Because his flag doesn't get set for saying he's giving us it. And this time we don't care, because this time we actually want it.
This especially saves time because remember it was nighttime when we were in Market before, so entering the Archer game at night is slightly slower, so it's a little more time than usual.
And here we have to get the nut upgrade.
Yeah, this is the reason why we had Mask of Truth equipped the entire time.
By pulling a tube, you can delay getting the nut upgrade until you're inside the loading zone, so you skip the animation for getting the upgrade, but you still get it. You'll see that we have 40 nuts next time we pause. Well, if you pay attention, you'll see that. Right there, 40 nuts.
Missed it. We don't have much left to get as Child. There's stuff in Zora's River, and there's stuff in Zora's Domain and Fountain, and there's also the Soil Sculpture in Nether Colossus, and that's it.
Yeah, so Child's almost finished entirely. Though, the frogs take a while.
Okay.
Especially on N64.
They really put all the shitty Ocarina minigames as Child. And then we decided to put them right after each other.
That's just how it's optimal. It's been like that even in RTA for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Optimal to be bored for 10 minutes straight.
It's great.
Yeah, the frogs can't quite keep up with how we're playing the songs. Because they have quite a lengthy animation for their notes. We've basically finished playing the song when the first frog lands again from its animation. So it looks a little funny.
Alright, and the frogs are finally over.
Now we can actually get to play the game again.
After more Sunsong lag.
Well, from this Sun Song, we're actually on a timer now, all the way until... yeah, a long time from now.
Yeah. We had to play Sunsong right away after Frogs. And we actually, this is on this little movement here, going back Absorber isn't really seen in RTA because usually you take the warp to go to Zor's domain from the Kalia, but we didn't do that because we left the Tidal Field instead. So here's another quick put away, but not method. Light these torches.
Yeah, quick put away gets a lot of use in this run. Turns out 1.0 quick put away is quite strong.
Yeah, normally in RTA you'd use Din's Fire here, which you already have Din's Fire here, right?
Yeah,
we could
but
use it. But...
Yeah, but it just would have been slower.
And we do a little weird slide past King Sora. And here's a funny little thing, it's actually faster to boomerang this token because it allows you to play Ocarina sooner.
Nice.
Because the end of token lag kind of gets cancelled because you can pull the Ocarina the same frame the boomerang returns to you. And there's usually like, I don't know, maybe it's like 10 frames of lag after collecting a token, but you can override that with pulling the Ocarina. But only on boomerang.
Here's the last child item.
And also combining this with another Poe RBA for refilling shoes.
Yep.
And the
we really wanted to end with something that would RBA choose because the next adult section coming up is going to be pretty long, and we'll have Forgeman on B again, and that means we can't get more choose with RBA because that would overwrite the Forgeman on B if we put Bottle on B. So it was really important that we had a lot of choose going to the adult section. And yeah, so Goron Mask. We're equipping Goron Mask on C, right? That's for BA again, or Bottle Adventure. So Goron Mask.
We didn't have Bottle on B.
Yeah. So when we went back to Child before, we had Forgeman on B. So we just keep Forgeman on B. It's simple, right? Bottle Adventure only activates when you have a bottle or a trade item on B. In that case, Forgeman just stays Forgeman. So that's another really nice thing with why we set Forgeman out Master Sword. Not only was it just saving time from doing dot step again, but we could also just start Adult 3 with Forgeman on B.
And now, finally, we're going to Shadow Temple. By skipping the Dirt Zone, by having the bombs push us. RCA runs usually go to Shadow Temple really early because Hover Boots is quite a strong item, but TAS doesn't really care about Hover Boots.
Yeah, and so so that bomb push to skip the load trigger, so bombs have a little bit of collision and they can actually push you, and if you stack multiple bombs in the same place, their push gets added together. And so with 3 bombs all placed at the same place, and then a decently high enough speed, in that case a backflip or a side hop is enough, it allows you to, it pushes you so far that it goes through the load trigger down the stairs, and so it just doesn't load the door.
Yeah, and it's actually in that room before this fight, we lost a little bit of time to having an extra one of those pop-ups. You can have one less by doing a super slide instead. And also the Dead Hand fight is a little slower than usual because Hammer is stupid for this fight. Normal Hammer Slash that usually does 2 damage doesn't hit Dead Hand, so you can't do the 4+2 and then that jump slash strat. So we have to do 4+4 plus 2 jump slashes, which is really annoying. And then,
very cool boss key skip there. So that was similar with the bomb push. The bomb push, plus a high speed with the super slide, plus the slope in the corner there, gives you enough push to clip out of the room and then fall directly into the loading zone for the boss, which happens to be right below there. And then the bongo fight.
Yeah, the bongo fight
The
is
funniest
quite
possible bongo
funny.
fight.
So, dropping the bomb into the fight can stun Bongo before the fight starts and skip that cutscene. But that only works on version 1.0 and 1.1, so that's another version advantage for this run. And then the reason the Bongo fight took so long is so again, like Pancake said, like just with Dead Hand, regular hammer swing doesn't actually damage Bongo, but a default power crouch stab does damage Bongo, and default power crouch stab is the only current weapon damage they can use to attack Bongo. The problem is it only does 1 damage, but that's literally the only option for killing Bongo right now.
Yeah, so I have to stab him a couple of times instead of just twice.
Yeah, normally if you have Master Sword, it's like 5 hits? No, 9 hits. With Big Horn, it's like 5.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't have it, so I don't care. But yeah, now we just have to go through Shadow to actually collect the items inside Shadow. Because we kind of just skip the whole temple to go to Bungo. And now that we have bow as well as bombs, we can actually blow the bombs up a little faster, so they're not quite as bad as they were before. They're still worse than shoes, but they have some uses now. And they need to have some uses, because we can't IBA choose when we have Furrow's Wind and B. Well, we can, but then we lose Furrow's Wind, and we don't want to lose Furrow's Wind.
Yeah, so we only have 29 chews and 40 bombs we started with, so we need to make use of them as most efficiently as possible. So this is really tricky to actually figure out where to use bombs and where to use chews for this Shadow and Spirit section, because Spirits can be after this. So I went through a lot of revisions. I don't know, I think we spent like a month trying to figure out, I like that at least, like exactly where to use bombs, where to use chews.
And this guy's quite silly. He just jumps off immediately.
Oh. Pause, champ. Oh, come on.
Well, it's slow.
Man. Alright, well, at least that was cool enough to make up for it.
Yeah, I wanted to make a flip off that guy without using explosives, so...
Yeah. It is possible to get on the bell and then make it back up, but you need to jump slash for that, and we don't have the weapon equipped. So, there's no bell this time.
We're taking a little break from Shadow Temple to finish up Water Temple. If you remember, we got everything in Water Temple but didn't beat Morpha. And we're waiting until now because we have Frozen on B now, and that means we can do a faster cutscene skip.
We also have bombs, which is quite cool for this part right here, where we can super swim into the loading zone.
Nice.
So here's another blowing up bombs with a bow. So it's almost as good as Choose.
Yeah. Not quite as good,
Some
but
places.
it's a lot better than waiting 3.5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. The main issue with it is bow takes up a C button. So we kind of had to really use bombs when we had an extra C button is really what mattered. And that means we could use that C button for bow and then use bombs in that section. guess we should spin a boss key skip too. So that's a low height ground clip, and we only need to do like what was it, one hover,
Yeah, just one
and
hour.
then
Yeah.
lose ISG.
Yeah, you just need to
And
have like a certain combination of high downward speed and high horizontal speed to put through the wall there. And then like falling from a short hover gives you high downward speed. Getting hit by the bomb gives you high horizontal speed, enough to clip through.
this is a cool fight.
Yeah, this
Nice.
works out to be marginally faster than equipping hookshot for the fight, because we can have bow and bombs equipped instead to save some chews. So it works out to be just marginally faster. It's not by a lot.
Oh yeah, you get to see the correct morpho texture here on N64 because every other version messes it up a little bit. Oh, and you started right on the heart piece.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about doing the jump slashes from off there, is that you can make the last one land on the hard piece.
And then cutscene skip here.
Right back to Shadow, where we
Yeah,
left off.
and that was another benefit of like splitting Shadow up so that the cutscene skip, since you were gonna warp back here anyway, going to do Morpha here, let you combine the cutscene skip and the warping back.
Here we start at Hess with hover boots in order to save a pause. A little bit slower starting the Hess, but saves time overall.
Yeah, because otherwise we'd have to unequip hovers and then re-equip them again and then unequip them again. So.
We can do a weird shot for that Skulltula. Lots of bomb and bow in this section.
Yeah, I love the bombo stuff.
So here we're actually losing a little bit of time as well, because it's actually possible to just Hess through this gate. We do an A slide, then stop it and go into a Hess, which loses about the amount of time a roll takes. Because
And that section is really cool there.
Yeah, you can hardly even tell what's going on.
Yeah, so that was like 5 chews in the span of a second or something.
Yeah, it was like a twisted chew to kill the Skulltula, and then one to like jump on the spikes, and then one to weird shot to the Skulltula from the top.
One to... What is it? One to kill the skull, one to climb cancel.
Oh yeah, climb cancel, that's it.
One to weird shot. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Shadow's a homer fucky for that strat, I think, and a few other strats in Shadow.
Well, shoutouts to Homer Funky for everything that's fast.
Yeah. That's Shadow Temple. Now we're on to Spirit. We're actually going to grab Nearest Love first thing.
Oh, N64. That one's awesome. Every single destructible wall lacks so much on N64.
Yeah.
This is the last fairy spell.
A little more.
The
the actual spells, yeah, okay.
Yeah, fairy spell. There's still one more
Yeah,
fairy
yeah.
left, but it's the last fairy spell. And we need to figure out how to get to Mirror Shield from here. Because going up inside Spirit is kind of slow to get to Mirror Shield. The adult side is not very fast. So instead we'll head up here and delay this token, and then use this token for a hookshot jump. If you saw the MST TAS, you'd say, hey, that looks slower than the MST TAS, and you'd be right, but the way the MST TAS does it doesn't actually collect the token. Since this is 100%, we do need the token, so we need to do it in a specific way to get the token.
We can do a test or slide across the gap there, and then keep Public Boots on here, so slow turnarounds.
Nice.
To get to Mirror Shield. That trap also came from MST TAS.
And then land right in front of the chest with the Forest Wind, so we can open it immediately.
So keeping Hover Boots on there is also nice because we have to wait for a daytime cycle in this section as well. And even if it was slower, skipping the 2 pauses to equip and unequip Hover Boots, that would cause more time to pass to keep Hover Boots on.
Yeah, because we do want time to pass a little, because otherwise we're gonna have to play another song later, so it's actually faster to have the time pass a little.
So this key with fire arrows is a little bit faster than one of the other options in Child Spirit. And we can do Mega Flip off this BMOS to get to the Spirit entrance, which is the fastest way to get here.
Which is a fast and interesting way to get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we do some clip outs here and head over to the child side. And again, we want to do everything that child is supposed to do, we want to do as adult, if possible. Including Spirit child side.
This where shot's really cool, where you hookshot the climbable wall behind the door, and then you can go back and forth through the door to load the room properly.
And also, it's very good because it ends you out of bounds, so the pause there is out of bounds, so there's nothing going on the screen, so it's a really fast pause on N64. Because pauses on N64, it draws the still image, and it takes longer the more vertices on screen. And when you're looking at a void, then there's no vertices loaded.
Because we got the key from the boulder room earlier, we don't need to get the key from playing ZL here. And then really fast boss key skip there. With no items pretty much, just a hammer.
Well, you say really fast, but actually we did a backflip too many. So that's also a place we lost time.
You did an extra backflip? How could you?
Yeah, I did 2 backflips. Homer Funky, the goat, only does 1. I'm just not built like him. And then here, thankfully, Hammer does the expected damage to the bosses in Spirit Temple, so we don't have to do any like 36 stabs or something.
Yeah, rare footage of Hammer damage behaving normally. And then, so that cutscene skip, that's another one of the glitchy wall grabs and falling out of bounds cutscene skips where trying to like jump towards the door there causes a glitchy ledge grab, which if it happens at the same time the cutscene happens, then Link falls to the ground and voids out, and then you don't have to watch the full cutscene there.
And then it's time for an infamous boss in speedrunning. Because the first phase is effectively RNG. You have these two witches that are flying around, and you wanna, have them fire their beam as fast as possible so you can reflect it towards the other one. But they're kind of hard to get to do that. But thankfully for TAS, that's no problem. So we just say, "Hey, fire your laser as fast as possible." Okay, and then they do that, and then we just do that like 4 times. And we also want to have them be as close to each other as possible, so the beam that's reflecting off the mirror shield doesn't have to travel as far. Because if I'm hitting the fire one here, right next to the ice one, it's a lot closer than hitting it all the way to the other side, so it saves a lot of frames traveling close. Manipulating the fire one here by spinning to actually do the last shot faster than the ice one could have done. So it's a triple into a very fast 4th shot, which is actually faster than a quad, because a quad would require the ice one to do a little circle. And then phase 2 is pretty standard. They always do 3 of the same one at the beginning while they're at full health. So the only thing we have to do is make sure they fire as fast as possible and don't move, which is what we're doing here. Oh well, I guess we also have to make sure we don't get fire, because fire lags a lot more on N64 than ice.
Yeah, and also the way to make them not move is if you are really close to one of the other side platforms and then try to shoot hookshot to make her spin before she chooses the next platform to go to, she can actually choose to like stay at the same platform and not move, which saves a lot of time, or saves like 2 seconds I think per phase.
Yeah, it just skips her movement from one platform to the next. I don't know how long it takes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not huge, but it's definitely faster.
It's a quality of life time save.
Yeah. The less time you spend on Twin River, the better.
I see a couple of people in your chat not behaving, CFG.
I don't know
Can you
what
do
they're
something
doing.
about them?
There needs, I guess, some people want to get banned.
Bryce taking logs of all of you. You're all getting banned after the stream. And then we use Forest Wind to cutscene skip again, and it puts us back to the Fairy Fountain, which is a little closer to this Skulltula than Spirit Temple is, so it's a nice little time save. Yeah, and then we just do some ace lights off some enemies to save some explosives to leave here. Because again, we are very tight on explosives in this section, because we can't just RBA them whenever we want.
It doesn't matter if we lose a few frames from not using explosives instead, because we still have to wait for a time of day later on. In this area, time doesn't pass, so let's use explosives to go a little faster.
In this area, every frame
there's also no
passes.
enemies. There's no enemies either, so we don't really have an option.
Well, there's levers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They're a bit far in. They spawn in like segmented areas. Yeah, just a classy wasteland TAS.
Yeah, that has over the last part there. You need this. You need like a very wide angle to not get your Hess canceled when you're going down the river there. You can't just like go straight at it.
Yeah, no, it's basically like falling off a ledge. It just kills your speed.
Yeah.
And we get core on purpose to get to the top of Hero Fortress, so we can like do it downwards instead of upwards. It's easier to jump down than it is to jump up. Also, it's just really annoying to get backwards through the gate.
Yeah, I
You
think
do
your
it on
only
card.
option would be like
Yeah.
a hover ground clip, right?
Yeah, it's not really good options for
Yeah.
that.
Plus, getting caught has the other benefit later
Yep.
on in the run that I guess we'll
Yeah,
talk about towards the
exactly.
end.
That's right.
And thankfully, these guards also take expected damage from hammer, so the fights are fairly quick. I think RTA does it with like sticks and ISG or something.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you do sticks and ISG and try to run around them. Sometimes you try to get them in the torch and with the hook shot and get them stuck there and do crouch stabs. It's kind of preference, kind of consistency. Both kind of suck.
Yeah. I mean, these fights just suck in general. But
Yeah.
for this, we just want to jump slash them as fast as possible and then stab them as fast as possible. And yeah, they basically don't have any time to play.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another section that's not the most fun because these guys talk very slow.
Yeah. But if you're noticing, I'm actually standing up in between each of the crouch stabs. And it's actually manipulation because it tricks them into thinking they can retaliate, so they like let go of the guard for a frame.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Because when you're holding R, they think you're shielding, so they won't try to retaliate. So when you let go, they'll try to retaliate for one frame until they realize that they're probably just not going to. So it looks really funny when I'm stabbing them.
Oh, yeah, and there's also a thing where when you kill the guards really fast, you can't actually talk to the carpenters immediately, which is why he's running out of the cell before talking to them, because you just can't talk to them immediately.
Yeah.
You're going too fast. They want you to
It's 'cause
obey
they
the speed limit.
I think it's because they have to like finish the watch out animation thing they do.
Yeah, something
Where they're
like
like,
that.
oh, watch out. And also try to manipulate the keys to fall in a semi-favorable direction for all the doors. How many pauses in this run? More than 2. So this is also the rare green Gerudo. I don't recall seeing her in green clothes very often. She changes her
Yeah.
clothes depending on what tunic you're wearing / what gloves you have.
Flash if you have a bomb in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I think a lot of people think that her tunic color changing is like an Easter egg, but I'm fairly sure it's actually a bug because her tunic color will also change depending on if you have a bomb, and also gauntlet color.
Yeah. But I almost never see her green, because usually you have like either Gorn tunic equipped or
Yeah, or like gold
have
gauntlets.
gauntlets or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, then we just wheelchair two ice arrows real quick, and then Forrest went back outside where we placed it. And placed Forrest one more time. Surely this is the last one. And then we're actually leaving. Without doing Gerudo Archery. So here's a funny little segment where it doesn't really matter how fast we go to some degree here. Because the time of day works out so that it's just faster to waste time here than it is to play Sun Song. So we can waste the time a little bit and
Now we
just
got
do
RTA style movement.
some casual CFG movement there.
Casual placing a bomb down manually.
Yeah. So this is faster than playing Sun Song. So it's because Sun Song takes a while to play. So it's faster
Yeah,
just
it's
to
like
waste the time.
it's like almost 10 seconds. I think it's like close to 7 or 8 if it's not in an area where time doesn't pass.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, 7 or 8. That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bleeny posted timings in the Discord at some point. But yeah, so we enter. We first went back the earliest possible frame, the exact frame it turns day. We first went back to Gerudo Fortress so we can do some archery. And we're doing this archery as fast as possible. So there'll be no 2000s.
Yeah. Again, this is very serious. No jokes.
Yeah. No jokes here.
Swag.
So for the second games here, you can waste 4 arrows, and then you can just barely, like, if you mash as fast as possible, you can waste 4, and then you can just barely fit an arrow in over the tent there, and then you can waste another one because you can't actually get that, and then you can put the rest in. So we're wasting 4, then hitting 1, then wasting 1, and then hitting the rest. And we're delaying collecting the quiver with this bomb chew, so that she doesn't think she's given it to us. So that we can get it again.
Yeah, and then leaving the area without looking at her makes it never set the flag for her giving it to you.
Yeah, it's a similar concept to the bullet bag upgrade dupe in Lost Woods.
Yeah, and again we waste 4 and shoot 1 just above the like top or tent or whatever it is.
And the reason why we do this is because instead of getting the other upgrade in CAC is because we're just never going to be there again. Last time we were there, we didn't have a bow, so we need to do this instead.
Also, getting 1500 is actually faster than getting 2000, because if you get 1500, you're likely getting it with your last shot, which makes the game end earlier than if you get the points before shooting the last shot, which you would have in the 2000 case.
Yeah, you'd have to actually intentionally wait at the beginning to get 2000.
Also, the game, when it ends either on empty quiver or on points. And when it ends on empty quiver, it then... Because we empty our quiver before we get 1500 points, so the game ends early, and then it sees we actually had 1500 points, and then goes, oh, you get the reward anyway. So
Yeah.
It ends a little bit faster by checking for empty quiver first, before checking for points.
Yes, I know.
Go
ahead.
It skips like the fanfare of, oh, you won.
Yeah.
Thing.
But yeah, so for people complaining about no ass chest, yes, it's very unfortunate, but the primary use of ass chest is to get Spooky Mask, which skips part of the mask trade quest, but because of the text transfer glitch used for selling Bunny Hood early, that is just better in every way, so unfortunately, ass chest is a casualty of a faster route.
Yeah. TTG just skips the entire trade quest instead of just some of it. so it's just better. Okay, now we are in
Cutscene.
the longest cutscene in the game. But an upside about this cutscene is that it does activate BA. And just before walking away, we did put a bottle on our B button. So this cutscene will activate BA, and we will get a new item on B when it's over.
Yeah, coming up here, I think this next scene is a flashback back to like the part where Zelda's running from Hyrule Castle. And that flashback does actually turn Link into child. And so because it counts as because it makes you child and then back to adult, it actually fully completes the necessary steps to activate Bottle Adventure.
Yeah, and the item we had on C right last time we went adult was Gorn Mask. So it'll look at Gorn Mask and take the value from that and put on B button. And Gorn Mask is, I think the value is currently like 117.
Yeah, Gorn Mask looks at is it Swords and Shields or Boots and Tunics? I always get it switched
Boots and
up.
Tunics for Gorn Mask.
Boots and Tunics, right? Yeah. So it's gonna look at the current total value of all the Boots and Tunics, which is, what is it? Is it all 6 of them right now?
So we have everything except for Goron Tunic.
Goron Tunic.
Right.
And that's vital.
Yeah, if we have Goron Tunic, we get an item that doesn't work.
Yeah, so right here, because this is in-game engine, this counts as going back in time, and then now it's back to forward in time, and now Bottle Adventure is activated, and something new is on the B button. Whatever item 100 and something, whatever it is.
Yeah, 117, and it's not a real item. The item just stops at like 50 or something. Or whatever it stops at.
I think it goes like 90-ish.
Well, real items you can use stop.
Okay,
at like
real items you can
59.
use. I think it's like 59 or 60.
And then after that, it comes like with all the quivers that'll immediately crash or whatever.
It's item icons that aren't like real usable items, and then it's like glitch stuff. That's just garbled, missing no pixels.
Yeah, and approximately 1 in 4 of those items or something will work as eye drops as a side effect, apart from just being a garbled item.
And eye drops, that sounds like a pretty useful item, considering that is the final item in the trade quest for Bigoron's sword.
That does sound like it could be useful. I guess we'll see what we use it for.
Yeah, the Pancake said it's like every 4 items is you something that acts like eye drops. And the way it works out is for these items which look at certain flags on your quest status or equipment, like Goron Mask does, you need to have the first item in that list of 8 items, but not have the second one. So in this case, you need to have Goron Tunic, but not... Sorry, you need to have Kokiri Tunic, but not Goron Tunic. That will put you on the right number mod 4. For those who know what that means. I don't think I'll bother explaining it, but... it turns out that there's like a direct correspondence to which items give you eye drops and just those 2 equipment. So it doesn't really matter what the other items are.
And then now you see the garbled text or garbled pixels on the B button.
It's different from, like, it's different garbled item from the one that's got in RTA.
Yeah, I think RTA gets item 253.
Yeah.
I feel like every route gets a different garbled icon, depending on what works out.
Yeah. But in the end, they both act as eye drops, so they're effectively the same. Just depends on what number works out best for that route.
And then we're heading into the double defense fairy fountain without strength upgrade. Oh, well, without golden gauntlet specifically, I suppose. It's not just any strength upgrade. which will be our last fairy. So now there's not much left. In
Yeah,
fact,
so RTA used Broken Goron Sword after the RBA, and that
Yeah.
uses medallions. So that would be very convenient because we actually do have Broken Goron Sword in the inventory right now. But it doesn't work for Lidar cutscene because if you equip it on Child Seawright, that's a trade item, and when you go, I guess I should say, you can't equip it normally as Child. You have to equip swap it. And it's also a trade item, so when the flashback happens in Lidar cutscene, the game actually updates Child's equips. So if, say, you equipped it over Din's Fire, Child Seawright would actually get upgraded to Din's Fire, because it notices that there's a trade item equipped there and it should get changed.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all trade items and bottles always get updated properly.
Here's another trick found by Homer Funky. This hover slide into Gan's castle.
Yeah, for a long time it was thought it was too long to make with a hover slide and you had to actually do a hover, but I guess that barely makes it.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's actually
Barely
changed the route when it
made
was found. So we were originally going to do stuff in different order, and then this actually made it faster to put Gan's castle like this.
Oh, and also that was a cool entrance point glitch there where after opening the door didn't actually fully close because they were a little bit too far away from the door. And that makes your entrance point get set at a little bit of a different position after voiding out here.
it's very useful.
And
Because
then
then
it's gonna make Link
walk out of
through the
bounds.
door, walk through the wall, and then with the main room unloaded, the barrier is unloaded, so you can easily mega flip onto an extra loading zone for entering Ganon's tower. For some reason, the entire right wall of Ganon's tower is a loading zone to go in, and yeah, with no barrier blocking it, it's very easy to just mega flip to it.
Yeah, and that's required because we can't warp out in the other areas of Ganon's
if you
castle.
try to play a warp song in Ganon's castle, it says your notes echoed far and nothing happened.
I did not know what it said, so I'll just say that's exactly what it says.
Yeah. Now finally time to get Goron Tunic.
Yeah. Finally need to get it. It's imperative we didn't get it until now, but we have to get it at some point.
Oh my god,
It's
that
convenient.
was 000.
A little 000 right there. It's very close to upright, exactly.
Nice.
So if you have a bad nudge, maybe it works.
Yeah, it's very convenient that that one item we needed to delay is actually close to the Goron Sword, where we need to go now, because now we have eye drops.
Yeah, so that's our last
Zoro, if we
half
needed
piece.
to delay Zoro Tunic, that'd be kind of awkward, having to go get Zoro Tunic at this point.
Yeah.
That's a bit out of the way, yeah.
It is nice.
Okay, we now have our last heart piece. As we have, I think it's 5 skulls left as well. So we're approaching the end now. And then here on 1.0, you actually have to leave the area after what's it called? Interacting with Big Goron the first time, because for some reason 1.0 you can just do the entire trade quest in one sequence here. That doesn't. On 1.2 you can do the entire trade quest in one sequence. On 1.0 it doesn't work. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing it's just he checks when you enter
it's
the area.
a strange thing to change. Yeah, basically you need to have a prescription or something higher in your trade slot in order for Big Orange to accept eye drops. And on 1.0, you need to specifically actually enter the area with that item in your inventory. So when we first entered the area, we had Broken Goron Sword. We gave it to get prescription, but then we need to reload the area. Actually, for him to actually accept eye drops.
Yeah, on
really
1.2,
strange. 1.0 just has some jank.
1.2 he'll just accept the prescription even if you answered with Big Goron Sword. So I don't know what was changed to make it work better on 1.2, but that's the thing that works better on 1.2.
We need to play
Yeah, we
Sun
just-
Song here to trigger 3-day transitions to get Goron Sword. And while we do that, we can do some more RBA. So we got more shoes with Posey right, and now we're RBAing fire arrows, which will give us the Fire Temple boss key and the map, I'm pretty sure. But you can imagine that one of those is more useful than the other one. So there's Big Goron
Yeah,
Sword.
the map.
Really,
I need to know
really
where I'm
need
going.
that
Obviously.
map. Can't get lost in Fire Temple now.
We play one more Sun Song to turn it night, because there's these goals here, although we killed one of them already, so we can just long shot the token.
Yeah.
And yeah, that shot on the Skulltula is really cool. Both the arrow shot and the long shot there. So these rocks don't actually have collision if you're far enough away. And so the first arrow shot was far enough away so that it could go through the rock and kill the Skulltula. And then the long shot was far enough away, and same with that, the other long shot. So nice little. It's actually convenient that it's like right outside of long shot range, or just inside of long shot range, I should say.
Here's another low height ground clip in order to skip the DC intro cutscene. Normally would watch when you blow up the wall.
Slightly faster to not watch the intro cutscene and do the clip through, but it looks really jank. It also is really jank, but
So we delayed these goals until now because when we were here before, we didn't have hover boots, and we're also really low on explosives at that point. That said, I'm not 100% sure which one's actually faster. Whether to get it earlier or right now. The original idea was to actually enter this dungeon to use Furor's Wind. Then the route changed, and we need to use Bolero out of this dungeon instead.
Yeah, either way, it's another benefit of doing it later is that you don't have to leave the room manually, like if you were doing it earlier in the run.
yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Also, the Skulltula, the up by the Scarecrow that we got with the long shot is actually really precise to hit. It depends on the Skulltula animation, like where it is in its rotation. So, I don't recommend it for RCA.
And we do get to use Big Orange Sword here a little bit.
Is that
That is
Skulltula
100 skulls.
There we go.
So, almost finished now.
Oh, Toxic Oxygen asked if you skip magic drop pickup. Did you never pick up a magic drop the whole run?
Never got magic, no.
Nice. Good, like 2-second time save.
That's where we got the Fire Temple boss key. Faster than skipping it.
We were very close to running out of magic at some point, but since we got double magic, it wasn't
Yep.
actually in this
Yeah.
game. Green potion is not a magic drop when we don't drink
Green
it.
potion is absolutely not a magic drop.
Oh boy,
Yeah, that's some lag.
this
Yeah,
fight's
so-
good on M64. Holy.
I'll just wait until you see Ganon.
That's
But
gonna
yeah,
be even good.
so the Volvagia fight there. So Volvagia has two hitboxes. One for the one that pops out of the holes, and the other one that flies around. And the one that flies around stays under the last hole that she flew into. So by bombing that hole right in front of you, it's actually doing damage to the flying Volvagia, while the popping out of the hole Volvagia is right in front of you. Then you just keep doing damage to it, stun Wavaji real quick, do the final hit, really fast fight.
Now it's time for, well, the last tar container.
And the last medallion. And the last rock.
And the last...
Yeah, so Ocarina
It's
items here again to gain control during the blue warp. And then attempting to go out of bounds and hit the loading zone from behind right as the blue warp tries to take you away. And it wrong warps into Ganon's castle.
Here we can do a hover to flip out of bounds above the door we entered the from. Do a jump slash to barely hit the loading zone to the bridge at the very end of the collapse.
Yeah, it's actually, there's a hover you can do out of bounds, but that doesn't work on N64 because out of bounds 2 crashes.
Mm-hmm.
But the jump slash works just fine.
And the kiss. No double kiss though.
Well, it's hard to get the double kiss fast, because then you have
Yeah.
to be right in the middle both times.
True.
It's faster just to drop the bomb, like I did.
So there was a cutscene that was skipped there because the flag for getting caught in Gerudo Fortress is shared with the flag for having watched that big collapse cutscene. Since we got caught, we didn't have to watch that cutscene.
Yeah, it's a very convenient flag overlap that just allows you to get a free minute time save. And for anyone wondering like how that doesn't affect casual gameplay, if the collapse cutscene, if the collapse sequence is triggered normally, then it unsets that flag.
Yeah, and we also just had a couple of bombs left here at the end, so we could super slide into this cutscene to keep our sword. Which
Yep,
is,
and then,
I don't think it's actually faster than just using a hammer, but on the
I think
right
it's
side,
faster or not depending on if it costs an extra pause or not.
yeah. But
Yeah.
because we needed the bombs with the super slides anyway, it's because we need bugs to long warp, choose to hover, and bombs to super slide and get ISD fast. So we skip equipping hammer by equipping these items instead.
And then this saves time in the first phase of Ganon because normally the first phase of Ganon, all your weapons are reduced to 1 damage. The exceptions are Master Sword and Deku Sticks because you're not supposed to be able to use those in the first phase, but with this you can use Master Sword, and so you get Ganon down in 3 hits instead of the normal 10. And then this phase is normal. And jump slash is the fastest. Yeah, this the jump slashing is the fastest way to hit his tail because his tail can be pretty high up in the air when he's initially vulnerable, and a jump slash hits pretty high. And he's down. All right, 307. Man,
So
with those tiny optimizations you missed, you could have got 306.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the timing?
Yeah. Okay. So this timing, the timing's a bit weird. So the way that tasks normally are timed is from power on to last input necessary to get to the end screen, which includes some of the last text boxes in this final cutscene. Because the way tasks work is they're supposed to all be exactly in the input file. Like the input file is supposed to do everything. So tasks do count like ending inputs. So like a true task timing would actually add the next 3 minutes or something. So it'll be closer to 310. But then RTA timing, we don't count the intro, and I did count the intro for this, so RTA timing would actually be like 3 minutes lower. So RTA timing would be like 3:04, maybe 3:03, like high 3:03.
So for the encode on BizHawk, which is what most TASs use, the final time is 3:07:24.17. TAS timing. So from power on to last input is 3 hours, 7 minutes, 24 seconds, and some frames. For RTA timing, it is 3 hours and 1 minute, 17 seconds. So very, very close to being sub-free, but not quite.
And then on VC, so VC is actually even faster, and VC gets like I think it was 3:03:40 I timed it at on VC, which I think might be sub 3. Wait, I can actually I need to do a quick. I'm gonna do a quick check and see if it's actually
the
sub
RTA VC.
It probably sub-freeze on VC just because of how much lag it would save.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the video.
Run it back on VC.
That's with 1.0 on VC. So
yeah,
it
really is. Yeah, 1.0 on VC is cheating, so that isn't really correct to say. Okay, 250 to 3:03:42. So it'd be like 3 flat, high 3:00.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Which also,
maybe with more precision.
that is also extremely close to the Hundo SRM record on VC.
That's
I think
true.
it's like,
yeah.
I think it's like 10 seconds off. So yeah, a lot of interesting timing notes for this.
But yeah, this TAS is 40 minutes faster than the last 100% TAS, which is quite a big improvement. But it's also been 8 years, and there's been a lot of new tricks, and we know more about the game now than we did 5 years ago.
Yeah, especially in the last few years with there's been so much knowledge gained in the last few years with decomp and being able to test thoroughly with GZ. And people are just like so much more knowledgeable at all the technical aspects of the game too.
So
that old TAS didn't have RBA even though it was known because it wasn't used at that time.
It was that the RBA situation was weird with that TAS was because the RTA rules at the time, I think it was at the time of starting that TAS, the RTA rules banned RBA, but then during the TAS we unbanned RBA for RTA runs, but they were already doing it without RBA, so they just finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's probably the biggest difference in terms of like glitches that were used in the TAS, I think, because RBA is also allows BA if you include that. That was huge in this TAS.
Yeah, BA is massive.
I mean, equip swap also saves a bunch of times, and
the big pro dupes.
TTG as well.
Yep, tech service is huge as well. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean this. I think overall, it's pretty good. There's a couple of spots where it's losing a couple of seconds or a couple of frames, but I don't think it can be much faster than this.
Yeah, this sort of long run is never going to be fully optimal, I think.
Yeah,
it takes way too much effort.
Yeah, and there's way too many variables that like no one person is going to make sure that they know the absolute fastest way to do every single thing, and someone's going to miss something.
I also usually say that any task that is ever released is outdated on release.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because there will be new stuff found during the making of the task, or you have missed something that. So.
Yeah, and to be fair, like we were making fun of some of the like minor optimizations that were missed, but honestly, it probably didn't add up to that much. Like I'd be surprised if it added more than 15 seconds.
I think I went through it and was like, okay, maybe this is 12 seconds if I add it all up, and I was like, okay, well,
yeah, that's
like that. That's sort of thing I'm thinking about, right? Yeah.
That's very understandable. That's not a big deal at all.
Mhm. So it's great to have this out, even though it's great to have something out that's like 99% or maybe even 99.5%
Yeah.
optimized. Right.
Do I have button counts? Oh, I don't think I have button counts. I think it has the re-records though, right? That's interesting. How many?
There is okay, so it's measured in inputs, but that can be multiple inputs in the same frame, because it can be like you're pressing B and holding control stick, but there's 220,626 inputs, and there is 543,450.
I think you cut out.
Fair number.
I think you cut out there, the middle of saying that number.
Oh,
The middle of saying 500 something thousand.
I'll just put it in chat.
Okay. Wait, stream froze?
Yeah.
The stream freeze?
Oh my god, stream really froze. Like, I mean, I think it's fine now. Okay.
At the very end.
Yeah, very end. Whatever. I have a local recording. Local recording saves everything.
It's fine, yeah.
Reminder to locally record your speedruns and your TAS premieres.
Yeah. Did anyone count how many chews? Well, not chews.
Oh yeah,
explosives
I saw the chew counts kind of
I saw people were
towards the
yelling at
end.
each other in chat like, it was this number. No, it was this number. No, you were wrong. Because of course Twitch chat can't count.
I think there's about 400 in my estimation a couple days ago.
Oh yeah. Kisa just checked the macros for the
is-
inputs, so there you go. Ignore the D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, right. That's the GC inputs that it's for some reason sometimes saving and sometimes not. And yeah.
Start 981. Surely there was not like 500 pauses, right? Were you mashing start?
Well, if I'm mashing start 11 frames in a row to unpause as fast as possible.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the button presses are not optimal.
So you mentioned no magic drops in this run. I'm pretty sure there's also no bomb drops at all.
Oh,
Kind of
nice.
interesting. Just choose for everything.
Then it's unintentional if we get
Yeah,
a
I mean,
bomb drop.
we didn't need them.
We use 39 shoes after getting 39 bombs after getting the 40 bomb back.
Yeah.
So
Let's see what else.
I have a question for chat at the very least. Did you guys enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy it?
Who liked the TAS? Do you guys think it was cool? I thought it was very cool. Kinda. It was alright.
It was alright, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
I think people liked it. Yeah, this was a great TAS.
Yeah, it's again really great to see this being done.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see like a new up-to-date TAS of this category as well.
I'm also really excited to see how soon until it's a route changing glitch is found.
Yeah.
That'll be
I
tomorrow.
always feel like they happen to come up right after you finish a big
Yeah.
project.
I'll make the encode public if people wanna
Oh yeah, do that. I was gonna ask about that.
watch that. It has significantly less lag than N64, but it's still not quite as good as VC. It's live there now, or should be.
Yeah, go
And
watch the real version.
The macros in the description if you want to try and play it back on your own N64s, or
Yep. all you need is
read
all you need is 1.0 GZ. You can get GZ at practicerom.com if you don't have it. All you need is 1.0 version of that. You can play this back on your own. You can check out all the details of the tests on your own game. But yeah, so that was a great test. So thank you very much for
Mhm.
making this.
Yep.
Everyone loved it.
Yep. Thanks for showing it off.
Yeah,
There's a lot
really
of
glad to show it.
mhm.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for now. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll see you all
Thanks
later.
for watching.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.